fucking one.
Jack.
Why does OBS have a fucking Steam overlay? Hell no, it doesn't need that.
It does.
It doesn't. How do I get rid of it for this one particular program?
Steam? I don't fucking know. You mean Discord?
Yeah, it's got a Discord overlay for
In
OBS.
Discord settings.
Can you no? But is that just can you? That's a turn or is that a turn off all things or can you turn it off?
You can choose, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because it's
I think
like,
it's in.
hey chat, I'm trying to figure this out. OBS has an overlay. It doesn't need an overlay. I don't know why.
Technical difficulties.
Barely. Like if I can't fix it, it's just a thing I'll deal with. It's just a matter of why does it have it?
It's just an annoying thing.
Appearance.
You're like me.
That is true. It's actually more like
You
me.
can't just love that.
An
Self-call
annoying
out, self-call out.
thing.
Because
That's what they call you in high
I
school.
think it's game overlay, and I believe registered
Game
games.
over?
not registered
Actually.
games.
Not yet!
Yeah.
We're only like level 7!
Use compatibility mode. Enable overlay conversion
definitely.
plugins.
Oh, and if you just
Oh
go to
yeah,
registered games, yeah.
I see.
And you
Enable
just look
overlay.
for
Enable for OBS.
OBS.
Nah, but Darren has to
Fucking-
play Dark Souls tomorrow. Or whatever else is free.
Oh.
I do need to grind Dark Souls because I got a fucking Moonlight Greatsword to replace my fucking other
Someone
weapon.
got your
I'm
cool
using.
shield as well.
I think that was me. I think I also got your cool shield.
Yeah.
Shield's fine. As long as the shield is 100% physical resist, will be okay. If it doesn't, I might need to call in my favor for Rebecca to get me the Havel shield finally.
Uh-oh.
Oh. What was the shield?
But if it does make you feel any better, Darian, I beat 2 bosses.
I don't
You
know
okay?
what
That
the
does make me
shield
feel
is.
better. Or
And they
maybe
both
feel
have
more
guns.
better.
Sad.
Make
Is it
me
like
feel
a
more
sad
better.
little buckler?
It could be.
I don't remember what shield it was. I'd have to look at the VOD.
The enemy has a rapid fire like crossbow weapon, so if I can't block it, then I have to actually learn how to dodge it. And I don't want to do that.
Actually, I realize I've not been actually sharing that part, so I actually don't have. Ah, whatever, fuck it.
Do I have
There we go.
inspiration? When did that happen?
Fixed. I think you got on that one last time.
Yeah, I must have.
Yeah, apparently I do as well.
I'm not sure if I got the thing because I'm pretty sure I saw Castus come up in the thing, and I'm not sure if they're punchies because it sounds like a punchies weapon, a Castus.
Faces are in fact punchies.
I'm pretty sure I saw them pop up, but I could be wrong.
Oh. Oh,
We'll find
Faces
out.
is there.
I could have a Moonlight Greatsword, or I could
Oh.
have just my hands.
And a
Yeah,
shield.
because that's what Ethan used to use.
The
With one of these
Stasis would actually
characters.
be the Stasis would be a worst case scenario because they level up via standard upgrade material, which I'm completely out of and don't have a way of sourcing more of right now. So that'd be a worst case scenario.
That's unfortunate.
Yerp.
How
D&D.
unfortunate. Alright, well, we're back. We're ready to go. It's been an off week for me. Everything should be back on Tuesday. We should be doing some more things, but for now we're doing this. Now we've got session 30, 35, 36? What? I did it 36. It's 35 in my notes twice. I was right there. Anyway, previously in Guardians Rebirth, our heroes fought against the giant slime wearing a hat, who had the power to split apart and cause problems. After the slime was defeated, the party had to quickly deal with a dying white dragonborn, who tasked them to bring a katana back to Stormbluff. The party gathered around his belongings and trekked through the day, as only a few hours had passed. The next morning, Grunk reprimanded Mayu via Kaido, who didn't relay his criticisms to her. After a day, they moved their way to Stormbluff, straight up to the Temple of Storm, to revive the Dragonborn, who they learnt was Daimyo Azulon, from the cleric there, Astra Rai. Gathering the Shogun, her subordinate, Glanriel Scorchborn, the owner-proprietor of the owner of the blade, and his subordinate to perform a raise dead ritual. Azulon awoke and thanked the party for their troubles. Getting their favour from the Shogun and some time to rest, the party head to the Kobold Adventure Guild to drink hot chocolate and warm up for the days ahead. That was just full of errors.
Wow. Just full of errors. How dare you?
It was me errors. It wasn't even written errors. It was me reading it wrong.
Ah,
And I wrote the thing.
Just,
That
just
happens,
use
man.
your mouth better.
It's me all the time. It's a really cool thing, and then my brain's like, I don't know how to talk. Anyway.
All right. Right, let's get the map up. What's the city called? Dracoon?
Stormbluff.
Well, I mean the nation. Dracoon.
Dracoon is the nation, yes.
A Dracoon map. Dracoon travel label. Here we go. All right. So is it this? Sorry, I missed a lot about what time of day is it for us now? Is it same day, next day?
I'm going to say so that's the 13th. I have it as the 13th in the afternoon. So yes, it is the afternoon.
Remind me if I'm wrong, but did we end talking to the guild leader?
No, he mentioned
Mario?
he mentioned that you guys
Afterwards.
should go talk to him
Yes.
at some point, but you all just met up
Yes.
with yourselves.
Yeah, cool. I just didn't remember if like it was a conversation or he said you should. Okay, cool. I remember it was mentioned.
All right. Well, in that case, unless anyone has any better things to do, I've been given my new cold weather outfit. Thank Christ. Might as well we head to the guild hall and see what the fuck they're about.
Yeah, you're already there. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
just wanted
maybe
to
we
go-
talk
I think that's where
guy.
that's where we're having hot chocolate.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Yeah,
True.
who needs like winter outfit when you have a robe of useful item? That's like that's wintry.
It is pretty.
It is also an
wintry.
amazing item.
There might even be winter items in it.
It's got bullseye lantern.
I'd probably
got
brew
moon.
seed.
You make your way.
Steel mirror.
You make your way to the desk where the three people are before. A Aarakocra, a Warforged, and I believe a Yuan-Ti, if I'm correct.
I remember there's one called Rusa and one called Revived. Rusa, I believe, is the Aarakocra?
The
Yes.
Yuan-Ti?
Yeah, and then Revive.
Yes, no, Rooster is the Yuan-Ti, yeah, and Revived is the Warforged, and Karam is the Bearded Vulture.
Why did I miss Karen?
Karam.
Karen, Karen. Cool.
I put K-R-R-O-N.
This is a
How
bearded
is-
vulture.
How is May doing? Because she wasn't doing so well last session, which wasn't that long ago in game time.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's okay. Like the fact that it did work, and like that's all okay. And then she like got a little bit distracted with trying to warm up Haito.
So she sort of seems to be a little better, like from an
Yeah.
outside perspective. Cool.
Mhm.
Because yeah, Maya's sort of been sticking closest to you, like sort of just not like on you constantly, but like sort of keeping an eye on you. But when she sees that like you're kind of like less sort of like withdrawn, she moves back a little bit more. She's still with the group, but like seemingly like less like active than the rest of the party probably is.
Does everyone have everything they might need for when we eventually do make out from this place? Though,
I
I
would-
I'm assuming we're here for a bit, depending.
I mean, from what I've heard, we're going to be paid eventually for returning this blade, and then we can probably start thinking about what we're going to prepare ourselves for the journey all the way south to Dramanis.
Probably
Yeah, I
should
mean,
get a read to see how to get across the water as well.
I'm going to assume a boat.
If there's anything there, smartass.
I'm going to hope a boat.
Hopes and prayers get us so far.
I think I can come up with a way for getting us across.
Right.
I mean, I did just get my hands on the fabricate spell, so I could just, carry some raw lumber and whatnot with us, and just make a boat if I need to.
She's like thinking the calculations roughly of what you might need, and you suggesting you'd carry raw lumber. She just kind of looks you, like she looks up, of course, but like she's like goes like the full scan and just doesn't say anything.
It's like Luna raises an eyebrow, like, I've got a few card slots left.
I thought we were mostly tapped.
I'm not. It's what? Wait, how much I card? It's a 10 or 16. How many do we have normally, AJ?
You have 10 base without items, if I remember
Yep.
correct, or 20 base without items. I can't
It's
remember.
20 base without items.
Yep, we'll go through and do
I'm
the
I'm
count
currently at 16. But that's also not including stuff like equipable stuff that are on me currently, like my ring, my sandals, my armor, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I need to reset mine, but I was at 12.
Yeah.
So I should be pretty good.
Actually, my armor is counted. It's just like small little like wearables that aren't.
Yeah, mine says 13, but I know I'm wearing several of these items, so I know it's not accurate.
I basically like
Although, it
anything
looks
that
like I
I want
have-
to save for a slot, I've got marked as 1.
And they're on the potion belts, that's fine. It might actually be 12, because this looks like I have way more than 12 things here.
I'm trying to count mine, but I really can't be asked at the moment. I know I'm under, but I don't know how much by.
I am 1 under. I have 9.
That's
Oh.
back.
Either way, is a.
Sorry, how many are we? How many's max? 24, did you say?
20 is max base without having any items.
Oh, man, I really. Hang on, I'm counting the wrong section. I think I was at 12.
And if you have things like a potion belt, a backpack, just remember the amount that they give each like thing. So the
Wait, so
potion
20 is
belt-
max? I thought 10 was.
No, 20.
Okay, I'm at 9. So
Oh,
I have
wow.
a lot of, yeah.
Could be
'Cause
wrong.
things
Trying
like
to keep
the-
yourself
Yeah,
below
that's
10
fine.
for so long.
Because like
I have
my,
enough.
I'm wearing my hat, I'm carrying my staff, I'm
Yeah.
wearing the medallion, I'm wearing my clasp, I'm carrying my spell book, like all these items like that I'm in my own inventory, I'm wearing or carrying.
That's insane.
And then I've got a climber's kit, my plate armor, the rope, and then a few other assorted items, and all my my potion belt and those things. So I have 9 of 20. I'm good on carry weight.
Having your spellbook actually not as a card is insane.
I mean, I don't want to fucking lose it.
Yeah, put it as a card, keep it on you.
My spare spellbook is a card.
Oh, good, that's what matters.
Yep.
You know,
Well-
I am actually at 12. I was
You
thinking
should
the
get a
wrong thing.
You should get a third spellbook, and that's the
I'm going
decoy.
to.
That's the
I'm
decoy,
going
though.
to. My plan, I've said before, is to make a copy of my spellbook and leave one in each major city.
No. What I mean is, like, you should have a third one that's on you. Like, you got the one that you mostly use, the one that you're copying on as like 2 separate cards that you do when you need to. And then always on you at every time there's a spellbook. It's a decoy. It's got 1 spell on it. It's a cantrip.
I'll get like 10 spellbooks so I can have every spell known. Either way, aside from what we don't know we need, it makes no sense to plan until we know how much money we have to work with. We at least might as well go meet with the guild leader, get that taken care of, and I feel like several of us are in need of some rest. What with literally trudging and dragging a companion across the mountains and then up and down the city multiple times to get him his health restored.
Never suggested taking rest off the table. I was more suggesting to what we need as of current and what it looks like we're going to need going ahead. Even without everything we have from what's going to come to us, it's still good to keep a lookout onto what we need to do.
Well, I'd like to see if I can get my armor repaired.
Definitely. Like,
Because those things also
Priority one.
influence cost as well.
So this like back and forth ribbing between Haito and Kaide, like, is there an element of like jokiness to it, or is this like they're like just kind of like just animosity between each other sort of growing? Like,
honestly, this one is just Haito being like, there's no point trying to make plans if we don't know what we have access to or what we're going to be dealing with. Like, it's no joking or also no animosity. It's just a matter of fact, like, trying to plan when we don't know, when we have so many unknowns is a waste of time.
I think for Kaede, it's always been that the slight, even though like there is some understanding in like how he's going about it, that still slight laxness is a bit like, well, in her mind, you probably noticed from her, and like in her mind, like we should at least have something on the table just so we're at least aware of what we need to do. So someone being lax about it, she's a bit like, okay, that's not helpful. Plus,
Just
also,
sort of frustrating her, sort of.
yeah, and plus also you know that like sometimes she just doesn't react well to Haito's shenanigans.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is just
Yeah,
not
I
this
feel
like
like-
kind of culture.
When you guys are like sort of back and forthing a little bit, she's sort of like moved back a little bit once it just sort of continues going, like not too far away from the group, but she's kind of just sort of looking away.
Well, I was like, you make all the plans you want to make. I'm going to go and start our process and meeting with the guildmaster here, because we might as well get a ball rolling. I can't really plan what I'm going to need until I know what we're going to be up against, because, well, we haven't really had a chance to explore the city either.
We can probably leave some time to do that tomorrow if needed.
And looks over, sees Mayo's wandered a bit off, and goes, "You all ready to meet with the guild leader? Or would you like to do something before we talk to him? We are in the guild hall right now."
She sort of like takes a moment, like she's sort of like dazed out, basically, like realizes that he's talking to her. It's just like, yeah, I'm ready. When are we going? Now?
And to confirm, because it was like it was definitely pointed like kind of towards Maya to get her attention, like, hey, we're going to start moving. But then also a universal question to everyone else. So it's like, yes, Takeda and May.
Yeah, all good.
Awesome. And she just walks up to whichever receptionist is the most free. If they're all free, he walks up to Revived, because Revived is funny.
Already picked his favorites. Wow.
Yeah, Wolfforged are always the best.
Good afternoon, sir. How can I help you today?
This
We
is
were
why they're
instructed. I believe we were instructed to come by when we had a chance to meet with the guildmaster and have some time. Just wondering if we could log in some time for that meeting so we know when he's expecting us.
Affirmative. I will see if he is available right now. And he sort of pivots on the spot. His waist seems to like spin, but his torso remains looking at you as his waist is facing the other direction and starts to walk up. As he gets to the door behind him, he fully swings over to open it, and then goes up a bunch of stairs.
Honestly, better than I thought he was going to turn, cast Thaumaturgy, and just go, "Are you ready?" Just scream up the fucking building to the dude. I just
After
wait. Just sits there, sips his hot chocolate.
EA response.
after a couple seconds, he comes down and opens like the gate into the to the bench behind where they're standing. Is like, he is waiting for you in his quarters.
Amazing. Well, shall we? So look at the others.
Yeah. Looks revived. Thank you.
Have a good
Much
day.
appreciated. We will do our best. We go upstairs.
As you all climb the stairs, you all are greeted with very reminiscent of a sort of a dojo. This is probably more so to I say dojo, but I don't know. It was more reminiscent to Haito, like a very established like office space in a very traditional Japanese home. Like you very much have visited a couple of these in the last couple of months.
Yeah, like one of his relatives would have a place like this.
Yeah, but there is like an area off to the side that has a suit of like blue samurai armor and a training dummy and some fake like wooden katanas nearby. An area has a cot, and this large area has a small table with what looks like a kotatsu and cushions to sit on, for sort of a semi-meeting area, and up above, a step behind, seems to be like a desk where he would generally do his business. As you come up the stairs, you see him there, seated at the table, the low table, waiting for all of you to join him.
And I do.
I feel like instinctively, like with the very like Japanese sort of aesthetic, like furniture and stuff like that, I feel like without even noticing, I think Mayu would like be using her old sort of traditional like niceties, like politenesses and stuff, like the bowing and just sort of feeling like, I guess, a bit more at home, considering like we've been in a whole different world before. This feels a little bit like home in a way.
I do have like just like you said, it was like a bit of a dojo like sort of environment, right?
More of a like very like important office sort of function room. But there is like a section that is very like gives dojo sort of energy.
Okay. I was just curious because when you said dojo, like one thing I do remember is that like some like have a place like to pay respects before like going fully, and I just was curious if there's anything like that, like at like the entrance, or if it was further away, or if there wasn't at all. Just trying to point out similarities, I guess, in her mind.
There seems to be sort of a traditional shrine-esque prayers to a family sort of wooden structure behind his main desk, like off into the corner, up the step near his main desk, but like very much in the corner.
Yep, cool. It's just noting in like some similarity. I think like a similarity to Mai, but in a bit of a difference. It's like kind of that. It's almost like the reverse culture shock. It's like you're just kind of back almost to so many similarities that it kind of just puts her in pause for a brief moment, and just like I guess like in a sort of slower pace does make her way forward when addressed.
Please have a seat. I have tea and hot chocolate.
Dude helps himself to tea.
Yeah, there's
My chocolate, please.
Yeah, there's 2 coffee pots in the center and small glasses in front for you to pour.
Yep. Sweet.
As you're all like beginning to think, there's also a small tray of like biscuits and fruit, charcuterie board, etc. Whatever wants to pick at, sweet, savory, it's available. As you're all beginning to either like get food to put on a small plate or pour drinks into the cup, he's like, once again, I would like to thank you for what you've done with Zulon. He is a dear friend, though might be callous in that regard. I do believe he's acknowledged his second chance that you've given him.
Just his choice to make. It was legitimately the least we could do given how we found him, and since we'd already read of the quest for the weapon, it would seem a little improper to take just the weapon and leave him when we had the means to bring him as well.
Yes, from what he's told me, it seems that he and his platoon were attacked by some of the local, I don't want to say fauna, they're not really animals, but the local creatures seemingly attacked him and drove him into a similar sort of cave structure, further away from where you found him, from what you've told me before, but he found himself in this tower, and he and his crew ascended, but most of them fell at whatever laid at the top. It's I feel horrible. I've sent word to all the people. It was my responsibility. I only asked him to take this to Koryu on my behalf. As he sort of gestures to the katana that's probably on his desk. If anyone with a keen eye would have noticed that it is quite powerful, but there is a massive flaw that, as of late, has been flaring up more than usual.
Yes, given it is, I believe, your weapon, while there is a significant danger to the whole weapon unmagicifying itself for reasons, why were you looking to send the weapon to Koryu?
To repair it. I've heard
Oh.
there is a well-known artificer smith
Ah,
sending it his way to see if he could find a way to mitigate the flaw or potentially stop it from happening. I even brought along, well, the money that Zulon was carrying was for the purchases. If he needed more, then there is I do have connection to the bank down there, obviously, and he was carrying a small amount of ore that was left behind from its crafting. While I do trust the Stormforge, he did recommend that someone else that's more magically inclined than him to give it a go.
would this happen to be, I believe, Jorgen Understone?
I believe that is the name that he recommended. From what? 1 second. I was just reading his name, but I forgot. From what Galvanus was saying, he's more. He's a better person to be working with magic and metal than Galvanus is. But
Well,
as is the case, yes. Seemed to not
if
go
you would
well.
if you would like to attempt it again, we are actually currently working for said Master Understone, where he's sent us to go and get some more to try and organize some resources for Hindam and Dramanis, and then return. If you would like, honestly, since we'll be passing back through anyway, we could try taking the blade to him on the way back to, well, with the supplies he's after.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to ask that of you if you had the time available. Obviously, on your way back, if any of you can wield Mountain Carver, then feel free to bring it along with you. But if it is going to be a bit too cumbersome to take, you can wait here until you make your way back to Stormbluff.
I think it's a really fucking big sword, isn't it?
It's a
was it a
katana
great-
that's probably a couple inches longer than a normal one, and it's slightly heavy.
The strength-based katana.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Not for Haito. That's for sure.
Oh, I think I could work around with a 9. No.
May just turns
Yeah.
into monkey and wields it.
That would be disrespectful.
Am I proficient in katanas as animals?
I have a katana.
Are you? I thought you were more dex-based, though, aren't you, Tez?
Nope.
No, you're strength-based. Well, there we go.
She's strength.
Well, I'm like, well, if you're okay with that, I look over at my, like,
Actually,
yeah.
I'm gonna quickly have a read because she does have a bunch of weapon properties, but it's because weapons except melee weapons with the two-handed, and then there's another line that says heavy property, and I'm making sure that's not part of the same sentence, because if it is, she probably can't wield it. Like, proficiently.
yeah.
She can use it to attack, but it won't get the
Could
proficiency
learn how to,
bonus.
maybe.
There should be a system where I can do a stat reroll.
Yeah, I only know that I'm strength based and I currently use a katana, but it is
So all
one-handed.
martial
versatile.
weapons except those with two-handed or heavy property. Yes, you cannot wield this katana. Like, properly you cannot wield it, but you can wield it.
yeah, like it feels like it'd be wasted. So like sorry, I like spaced out for a little bit there. Like was he saying that like we're gonna take it to this new place and then
Oh no,
something about us use it?
he was offering if like you wanted to take it with you while you're in Hornbluff, he's happy to give it to you and like give you all the materials that you would need for that quest. But if it's going to be too cumbersome, you can always get it back from him when you reach Stormbluff again.
Okay.
Speaking of, and he sort of pulls out a small chest. This is the quest reward. I believe it was 2,000 gold for anyone who could find it. If when you are taking this back, I might instead get this money transferred through the banks and give you a scroll of my authentication to give him the amount of money he needs.
Yeah. So wait, so he was saying rather than hand us 2,000 gold in person, he's going to have it transferred to our banks?
No, he's giving you the 2,000 for you to do stuff with. But when
the payment for the weapon.
For the weapon, when he needs to get it fixed, he will give you an authentication scroll instead.
A promissory note for that.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. I'm going to add 500 to my sheet because it's easy. Pink. There you go. He's like, well, much appreciated. That makes a lot of sense as well. You don't want to be... If we can take it from a bank, it makes it easier than lugging it over a mountain.
Well, I offered the first time, but Zulon is determined and a fool. He
Well-
figured that bringing it along would be hindered. But I would be careful in carrying this. He sort of gently rubs the box that you've seen before. The ore here is quite volatile if not handled carefully. Volatile is a word. Shocking would be another. That's why it's encased in rubber.
If I remember correctly, the box resisted our attempts to card it?
Yes.
Okay. It's actually quite interesting. Is it made of something special or is it enchanted in some way? Because, well, this will come up later anyway. As like Haito just like, could we card the katana?
No.
Okay. Haito is like literally sitting there, looks around, realizes there's nothing within range he can do, just reaches in, pulls out a card and like flicks it, and then like he's just holding a wand to like say like, normally we have a way of transporting goods quite conveniently, as he flicks it back into the card and puts it back in his little pouch. But these items refuse to allow such transmogrification.
I believe it has something to do with the ore. I believe, given the stories of how Stormbluff formed its structure, he sort of glances outside a window where you can see several hundred feet below you is like the crater in the ground.
God bless.
I believe the ore that's found in this area has been, I wouldn't say blessed by a god, but has had a god's influence on it, and many facilities, such as compartmentalizing it in some other dimension, don't seem to work.
Interesting. Very interesting. I just like kind of lose himself in thought for a minute, wondering the different potential uses of an item that cannot be forcibly shifted in form.
God damn.
I mean, like, we could make a prison for the demon lord, shove his body in it, so when he comes back, he's trapped. I don't know.
Damn.
So
We went really high there.
Yeah, I did.
You stated that you're helping Mr. Understone with a mission to Dramanis. Is that the case? Is there anything else you're doing in Drakun while you're here, or merely just exploring the lands? I know of some things you're looking for, though sadly I'm unable to help you in that regard. I've had some research given. I'll see if they've said anything, found anything.
There is one small matter which we have come across here for, and is on one of our bigger priorities if we run into. We have a bit of a lead that maybe one of the demon generals could be somewhere in the area. I'm not sure where, but somewhere in this
My
rough...
current theory would be Dramanis. Given the recent issues they're having, I have a feeling those two situations are connected. But unfortunately, there is not a lot of evidence in this regard, is there? Friday.
No, that would require us to do a fair bit of traversing either way. Like, exploration is correct by definition. The goal is to find this person and take back what's ours.
He sort of gets up, moves over to the desk, sort of grabs some parchments that he was reading, and from what I can tell, I'm not no source on this. The Shogunate's office might have better understanding, but doesn't seem to be any changes coming out of Dramanis. It is a quite serious threat you're producing, so I'm going to take it well. But as you said, I can't get her or mobilize the adventurers of this guild without proper evidence to begin with.
That is fully understandable. As I said, we're only going off of, well, the limited information we have access to as well, and essentially hunches. If we have more evidence, we will obviously bring it forward. And I would rather be wrong than right in this case. While a second, and while another demon general getting rid of them would be nice, we don't exactly know how much more powerful this one will be compared to the previous one, now that one is already dead, and also the case of that wasn't very long ago.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Do you hear from Marcanus very often?
Other than Vang reported to us all, the guild leaders, about what happened there, but not often, not very often. When something serious comes up, of course, but other than any missions that were held from Avira were suddenly stopped for a good week or two. There haven't been much communication other than after the fact when he explained everything that was going on.
She's sort of like, when you mention like Vang contact, she's just like, of course, I didn't think of that you guys would be able to contact each other through spells and whatnot.
Well, Vang is really the only one, and you know how he is. A bit of a grouch.
Yes.
Well, it was touch and go there with the incursion, but that's all good now. And personally, if we even like have a small hunch that there might be another one of that lot around this area, I feel like maybe we should stay here for a bit. So if it does start to happen, we can help out.
He nods. It's like, that's fair. But I wouldn't stay here for very long if everything is going well. You all have an important mission. And while I understand your point of view, if everything seems to be well, it may be best interest for every party involved if you continued onto another area, looking for... what did they say? He sort of ruffles through the papers again. You're looking for...
Trials?
Trials. Yes, that's... Yes.
Yeah.
If everything seems to be fine here, which hopefully it is, it probably will be beneficial for you to get yourself stronger than awaiting a potential inevitable. But
There's another point as well. Is there by chance another means of passage that we might be able to get back here again if we do end up leaving? Like something that's a little safer than the mountain pass.
Sadly, one of the better features of Drakun is its natural defenses being the mountain range.
Makes sense.
There are a few teleportation circles across the nations. There is one here in Stormbluff. But physicality-wise, no, it will be going through the path or not.
She turns to
Long
Haito and
travel.
like, that's something you're working on learning. Is that right?
Yes, not quite there yet, but I am working on it. The moment I have access to magic that will get us from place to place faster, our life will be much, much easier. But for now, it is walking.
We'll keep working.
By chance, are there those that offer that sort of magic as a service, transporting people from place to place through these teleportation
You
circles?
could find someone in important times of need. We can call on them. Potentially, one of the Shogun's advisory mages should be able to teleport her across the land as necessary. Though that would be a discussion more with the Shogun than me, if she will spare a mage's spell slot or not. I don't see why she wouldn't. You helped her out. But it would cost quite a bit of money.
A lead's a lead, still, in case we ever need something like that.
Exactly.
I sort of think more for the fact of being able to get back here quicker in the future. If, say, the inevitable does happen and something happens with the demon lords and whatnot, it'd be nicer than having to travel and potentially miss everything that happens and not be able to help. So I guess that's something that we can look into, and we'll figure out whether or not everything's safe here, look into any leads, and if everything seems good, we'll be on our way, and hopefully Haito will be able to like teleport back here when we need to in the future.
As soon as I can, I will. So the teleportation circle you have here, though, whereabouts is it? Is it in the guild hall or is it somewhere else in the city?
It's not in the guild hall. I believe there is a station on a level near above the shogunate. It's a small records hall that has it in its center. It seemed to be one of the more structurally stable areas after the explosion. I don't know what the historians call it. When the mountain went boom.
Do you think they would have any issue with me copying down the sigils for the circle? Once I have access to the spell, it would save me. If you don't have any idea, it's okay. I'll have to go ask. But
I would have known myself. I'm not really a mage. They can be a bit prickly there, but I'd say if your arguments are well reasoned, I don't see why they shouldn't.
I think that one might have to be a favor called in. I'm pretty sure most casters are a bit cagey about their own having people come in and go as they please.
I feel like a conversation with the Shogun might be worth doing to at least get her to give us the okay as a means of getting us back here when she needs us.
Exactly. I have a feeling that, given the little I know about her and her attitude, positioning ourselves as someone who could assist or be of use to her may lend us a favorable outcome in any discussions with her. Correct me if I'm wrong as he turns back to the good master. She seems like the kind of individual who only keeps around those that are useful at the current time.
Not necessarily. I believe.
Scarred. I mean, she'll use every tool she has.
Yes, as a pragmatic person, she does see use in people and uses them to the best of their ability. But she wouldn't outright. She wouldn't ostracize anyone who is of no use. She's a little aggressive, hot-headed.
She runs a tight ship.
Yes, but she's also got what was the phrase? Resting anger face. It seems to be her primary form, I would say. But her stance on geopolitics is a little difficult to stomach for most, but she's quite effective.
Interesting. Well, that's very helpful. I have a feeling that if I have trouble with the mages, then she may be able to step in and assist them in pulling their thumbs out of their respective asses, so we can come and assist if something goes wrong.
That would be the term she would use. Yes, yes, that would be the words she would describe.
I like her. She sounds like. I don't know if the word fun is right, but she sounds effective.
Effective probably works.
I honestly don't know what else there is to discuss in this matter. If we do learn more about the demon generals here, you and the Shogun will be someone I believe the first to know. But I honestly hope we are incorrect. I look over at Kaide. I hope for our sake and for your sake we can get that we do end up getting back what was taken.
She just nods.
That is good.
And I guess we probably should at some point while we're here, look into getting some gear repaired. Looks to me. We had some run-in with acid-based creatures.
This armor doesn't look like it does much at all, frankly.
Acid
You see
will do
the
that.
giant, massive hole in the center of the armor.
It's
You need
not
better armor.
completely ineffective.
Do you have any suggestions of a good smith or someone who could maybe work miracles in fixing their hole?
Galvanus is the owner of the Stormforge, but I don't think a miracle is going to fix that sword. I think more metal would fix that armor. Can't. He's a good smith, but he can't turn nothing into something.
I honestly could assist with that, Mayu. Fabricate is one hell of a spell. If I work with the Stormforge, I might be able to essentially remake your armor, May. Like from scratch, if we had raw materials, I could just use more metal to patch the hole. And if the Stormforge is helping, maybe we can repair it as good as it was.
Okay. Would
Yes.
he have raw metal that we could use? Like if we were to ask him to like, build us armor that we could like pay for?
Germanus has been. Germanus is the major mine here in the town. We have this in the country. They do send us quite a lot, but the mountains of Stormbluff do also have several mines along there. He should have enough metal, depending on what you want of it. But he sort of gazes over, like, this does look like work from another. I'm not sure if he could possibly match the same skill. It might be completely reforged if you wanted something of this quality.
We'll see what we can do, May.
We've got some extra money here. I can always help put some more towards it if we even need to get you a whole new piece.
But
Worth the
I'm sure we
investment.
can work something out.
if you're looking for places to go, then yes, the Galvanus Arcbax. Galvanus Arcbax. He runs the Stormforge. He points to probably the second tallest point of Stormbluff, but it is like sort of on the opposite area, like on the opposite side of the mountain. It seems to be like just below the Shogun's castle, but like on the opposite side of the mountain, slightly lower, where you see like a large. You see like several giant spikes that you saw before, like poking out of the top of the sides of that mountain, sides of that island. There's also a magical proprietor called the Eye of the Stone, run by he who bursts Arcana on top of the mountain, but he'll probably tell you to call him Bursts Arcana.
He who bursts Arcana at the Eye of the Storm, at the top of the storm,
Top of the mountain.
on top of the mountain. He who bursts Arcana on top of the mountain.
And Trank's Coldtooth. He owns the Floating Tower. Seems to be a general store, which I believe your friend went and got you clothes from him yesterday or earlier this morning. Her.
Alrighty. That actually was going to be the next question of useful locations around the city. Incredibly helpful. Hydo's scribbling furiously in a little book he carries.
Okay. Wait, hang on. So, Drink's Cold Tooth, was that the clothing place?
That was the proprietor of the general store, but she had
Okay.
she had Traveler's Winter's Gear, which is more of a general item than a haberdashery.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Just don't exactly need to be tailored for it.
Since we have a long journey south to do soon, I understand this. Many people could ask about this. Just I thought while we got you here, what kind of dangers and threats would we be expecting heading south? And also, is there any particular place we could get ourselves on something that would assist us in travel, like mounts that would be suitable for this terrain? Would that be something we could pick up in Galatius Coron?
Glacius Corone is a small community of people that is more of a tourist spot, natural hot springs. You could find some shops there. I believe there are a couple mount places down at the bottom of Stormbluff, depending on if you want goats. Some might have griffins, but that's a whole thing. You need to hatch them yourselves and bond with them from birth, etc. It's a bit more work if that's what you want. But there are a few, I'm not saying a lot, but there are a few places at the bottom of Stormbluff that do sell mounts. It's quite unreasonable for them to sell them up on these islands. It'd be difficult to transport them. Threats. The mountainscape is dangerous. There are many creatures that live there, as you saw: dragons, harpies, giants, etc. The forests, while dangerous, they're more accommodating than the mountains can be. But there are several creatures like owlbears that would make their homes there. And aside from the weather itself, up north where it's the coldest, there are a few Arctic predators to be wary of.
Okay. Well, Sister looks to the rest of the party. I feel like unless anyone else has any other questions or anything, we best leave you to whatever you were doing before. We might need to get moving and get a few things done. Make sure we're prepared for the journey south. Yeah, unless someone else had any more questions.
Yeah, you mentioned something about have info on the trials. Do you have that now, or is that something you need to double check?
I've sent a couple of my associates to work on it. I believe a couple of them are using the Scholar's Residence, but if you wanted to make your way there as well, you could attempt to learn things yourself, but I'm told that they're not easy to find information about these things, so I'll hold my breath, but I have people working on it since I got the information from Vang.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Hi, just like, he agrees, like, nods along with, when you say thank you, he's like, like, I feel like a lot to do today now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bows, gets ready, to, like, make sure everyone's ready to go, then he's gonna leave as well.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I take that slow move out. I was about to like step back out until it sort of slight more fantasticalness, kind of that pause and breath from Kaede before she just continues moving.
I have so many notes.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, there's also, I was going through previous notes for, like, ages ago sessions, and I found more notes. I'm like, oh, these are important. I should check into these. So, if anyone's got things they want to do in the city before I start lambasting AJ with questions, please go ahead.
I have the least, so honestly, go lambast away for me personally. If anyone else got something, go for it.
Yeah, I think my only thing's the armor.
I was actually interested in going to the armor smith as well with May, but also to look at seeing what they have.
So that first then, because that is also somewhere I wanted to go, so it's convenient for that.
I will be right back then. I'm going to quickly go bathroom, take a quick bio.
Same! I pee real bad.
Yeah, we'll do that when we get back.
Woo! I'm a little tired.
It's been kind of like that for me. It's like slow bits of just tiredness.
Keep sort of zoning out.
The cold does that.
Yeah, I have an electric heated blankie on my legs, and it's really nice and warm. And I have my hoodie on, so I'm nice and warm. But like every now and then, the blankie like uncovers one of my toes, and I'm like, it's fucking cold. I like it.
Oh, heated blanket would be so good, actually. Not gonna lie.
It's pretty great. My mom gave it to me when I moved into this place. It's just she was moving out of her old place and was just like, I don't need this anymore because my new place has good insulation. It's not gonna be cold. So she's like, you can have this. I'm like, fuck yeah.
We've recently got like an actual conditioning unit like in the roof, and now we're actually having like proper warm air conditioning. Is so nice.
You know
yeah,
that you're
so
from a warm state when you call it an air conditioner.
I know. Sorry.
You heard us Tasmanians call it
What do you call
a
it?
heat pump.
Yeah.
A heat
Heat
pump.
pump.
It's a conditioner that can sometimes go warm.
Ours is like
That's what it's mainly used
warm,
for.
warm all year until you hit like January and February, and then it's
maybe,
just
a, maybe it's off or a little bit cool.
Yeah.
You just set it to like a specific temperature, and then
Yeah.
just run it. Never turn it off.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it. Apparently,
What
it's
do you-
more.
What do you
cost.
turn your heaters up to?
Our heat pumps well, see, we don't have one in this house, which is kind
Oh,
of shit.
dear.
We have a fireplace,
That
like
works.
full-on wood heater. It's
Cool.
annoying. It's not. It's really not.
It's cool.
You know, like firewood costs like fucking like over $1,000 for like a decent amount of it.
But
Like I
does a
think we
decent amount
spent.
equal to the electricity bill?
I don't know. It'd probably cost more. I'd say.
Same.
I don't know. Yeah, for like a regular house that you're running all the time, you need like 10 meters, which would be like $1,200, probably. We bought like $400 worth because we're pretty sparing with it,
Yeah.
and we were like, fuck it, whatever.
Don't use it when you need to.
And then you have to like bring it in from the fucking cold, and then you have to like top it up, and you have to buy the fire lighters and the matches and make sure it's running, and then you're like, oh shit, I let it run out, and now you have to fucking set it up again. You have to put like big logs in while it's like on fire, and sometimes you burn your hand, and fucking sucks. Shit. Heat pump. Oh, it like creates like ash dust that comes out and like gets the mantelpiece all dirty. So I have to like dust more often. I wish we had a heat pump. But yeah, in our old place, I think we had it set to like. Oh, I used to like it at about 22.
Okay. That's not too far off.
Yeah, I like it about 22. I like a decently warm room. I'm just talking about heat pumps. Just laughing at Kay said that it was like she was saying something about an air conditioner. I'm like, I know you're from a
Conditioning
warm
unit.
state when you call it that.
Yeah.
Conditioning unit. We call ours heat pumps.
I'm
Yeah,
a,
conditions,
Frozen
yeah.
state.
And
I'm an
sometimes it's
18. I'm an 18-degree kind of guy.
Same.
Weird.
Too cold. Too cold. Too cold.
So
like a
20
heat.
group.
It's the right amount of cold.
22. Nice and warm.
toasty.
I mean, a warm 19 is still warm.
A warm 19 is warm. A
A
cold 20.
there's
is
because there's
bad.
cold 19s and there's warm 19s. Because when we have
Yeah.
where we have the aircon on, we go for a cold 19. But when it is winter, we have a hot 19, and the hot 19 is a lot hot.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah, I like it to be nice and warm.
I prefer it to be. I mean, I don't think anyone prefers it to be cold, but I like.
Maybe
I
I
do.
do. Ever thought of that? Oh,
Well,
man.
no, like
But
an
the,
actual, oh, this is cold. I enjoy my life because it's cold. I think people would like to be in a comfortable like middle, more than
I prefer-
anything.
I prefer being too cold than being too
Yes.
hot.
That I agree on. If it's like, do I want to be
Yeah.
in winter or summer? It is definitely winter. Fuck summer.
Mhm. Every day, sign me up.
Have you ever
Cancel
heard?
summer.
Have you ever heard of
Um,
going away?
Call me a
well,
fucking.
Go on.
I was gonna say, call me a fucking psychopath, but I am the opposite. I hate being too cold, and
Same.
I don't mind. I can get used to like overheating.
I mean, unless it's also like a novelty thing, because like when it's cold, it's like exciting. Like, ooh, it's actually cold.
No,
I
it's
don't
never
function when
a
it's
good
cold.
I actually feel like I want to put on gloves and a beanie.
Well, yeah, there's logic
This is
there.
exciting.
That's the only logic that's needed, because it's like, oh yes,
Yeah.
it's cold. I can put on a jacket. Oh, and it's just, oh, it's hot. I'm already down to my underwear. What more do you need?
Yeah. Guess I'll just die.
All you need is a
I
tank
get-
top and shorts. You're fine.
No.
I sleep really cold to the point where in wintertime I have like fucking
5
7
layers.
blankets on top of me
Yeah.
with the doona, and I'm like, Terry
Yeah.
can attest to that, where I'm like,
But before
in,
I
like,
don't have
having...
the
a
best
single
circulation. Yeah, Darian's like laying with like maybe 3 blankets on him of mine, and he's overheating.
Too much. Yeah, before the heater, I had I think like 5 layers, and then I would still like wear like my tracky pants as well. Like in bed, like I just it was too cold. There was times where I even had like my jacket, I'd put it over my body.
Jeez.
Yeah, I just get cold.
I'll only have like I'll have like like those like warm like fluffy or like flannel
Weighted blankets.
pajamas and like and a like a thick blanket, like a fluffy blanket or like like a doona.
Mm.
That's all I usually use.
Nah, full send it.
I'll send.
And then in summer, you know what you do? A sheet. That's all you need.
Yeah, sheet or no blanket.
I have
That's all you need, baby.
I have Duna for all year
Actually, I need 8
except
blankets.
summer,
Thanks.
and then in summer Duna becomes body pillow. That's it.
That's fair.
Fair.
I
I've
have
never
to be
considered
covered.
that.
Like,
Yeah, I
during-
need a
like I have to be covered up to like my ear. I don't like to have my ears on when I sleep because I don't know why, it just freaks me out. Like
Yeah,
so,
fair.
like even in the summertime, I'm like blankets. I'm
Yeah, I'm
really
not-
overheating, but
I'm not up to ear, but it has to be like over my shoulder.
This used to
Yeah.
be a
Like
true.
I can't like put the blanket under my arm.
When we didn't have proper heating, it was a 2-blanket house, like for sleep at winter. But now that we've got a decent air conditioner, it lasts longer. Well, it lasts until I'm asleep, and that's when it needs to last.
That's as far as
Yeah.
as long as it needs to.
While I'm
Yeah, the
asleep,
room that I'm
who
in
cares?
is not the best when it comes to like insulation, so it gets cold really quickly.
yeah.
Okay.
It was an additional room added on to the house. It wasn't part of the same thing.
Oh fucking hell! I have stories about that, but I feel like I'm derailing.
This room is slightly like not squared, and it hurts.
I gotta tell before we get back to the game. So when I was living in Melbourne for many years ago, when I was living with a bunch of people in sort of like close to the city, and it was in one of those like old townhouse style buildings, in like it's basically in like that sort of North Melbourne kind of area.
Yeah.
It was an old house, so it was cold. And the room that I lived in was like it was like a connection, like it was an extended part that they'd added to the thing. So it was nearly all glass windows. Like there was a door that went out to the deck that was all glass, and then like right next to the bed there was this massive like bay window glass, and it was fucking freezing. But we had a heat pump in there, but I wasn't allowed to use it. If we turned on the heat pump, the owner of the house would be like, "Oh, I don't want to use up electricity. Can you turn it off?" And so we would sit there in like thermals and gloves over gloves and jackets and stuff just to like not die. Felt like we were getting fucking hypothermia because she was fucking too tight on an electricity bill.
No, that's. That's just the thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want to use electricity. It's like, yes, I know electricity is expensive, but there's also there for our convenience. So maybe get over it. Maybe.
She also used to be like, you can run it, but just for 10 minutes and then turn it off for like an hour,
That's not how.
which
that
is
works.
actually
not
really,
enough
really
time.
bad. Like that uses, like that the powering up and powering down uses the most power. And I tried to explain that to her, but like, what would I know? All the while she spent like thousands of dollars on clothes, like designer, shitty fucking like suede
there's-
loafers for Victoria, because definitely a smart idea to wear suede footwear in one of the wettest states. Fuck that place. Makes me seethe. Anyway, got that off my chest.
No, fair enough. Alright. As the group of you, I assume full group, unless someone tells me otherwise, climbs up the different floating islands yet again. You make your way probably to the south side of the mountain on the highest point, where you see the Storm Forge. This basically pagoda-like building, like 4 columns and a roof, but the roof is covered in like metal spikes, and so are the arms of the building are also metal, jutting out to other spikes alongside the bottom of the mountain, bottom of the island, where you see, sort of sitting in a semi-electrical forge, is a dragonborn. I believe a black scale dragonborn. We're gonna double check my notes because I should always do that. Blue. He's blue. And he's wearing a full compared to most other people that you've seen so far, he seems to be wearing a bit more of an outfit. He's wearing clothes, wearing his smithing tools, smithing equipment is on, as he's hammering away at a piece in a forge.
Hello there.
One moment. As he starts to finish some final strikes, and you see some jolts of electricity slam from the hammer that he's using. As he goes ahead and rests this, what looks like part of an armor piece, on a side as he walks up to you, taking his wiping his hands away. He doesn't seem to be wearing gloves or anything, but walks over. Governess Arkbax, how can I help you?
Hi. So as you can probably see, just as the armor, we had a bit of a run-in with an acid creature, and I was wondering if you would be able to repair this.
Sort of looks at it. He glances it all over. It looks repairable, but I'm not going to be the one to do that. This is another person's work. I can reforge it in my own design, but I'm not going to disrespect another smith.
What would reforging it entail in terms of cost and effectiveness?
Well, they've given me some material. It looks like probably only need maybe a bar and a half, maybe 2 to fix this hole. Maybe 3 days, and let me get the price of a what was it? Was it a breastplate or?
Yeah, it's breastplate. Masterwork breastplate.
Masterwork breastplate.
Masterwork.
A breastplate. So it's about 400 gold. So you got
Funny plate.
75% of the thing there. So that does a significant amount of work. To repair it back to a normal breastplate, probably about 200 gold. You've given me a fine amount of material.
Okay, to a normal breastplate.
If you wanted it to be any special, I could try, but this masterworking thing isn't really my thing. I work with weird metal, less than fancy techniques.
I'm assuming I would be unaware, AJ, that Fabricate would not be able to just replicate the armor back to masterwork quality.
It probably won't. That just seems to be a skill that a smith has to bring to the table.
Unless you level
Alright.
up your smithing first, then maybe you could.
Okay, there's some information to look into then quickly.
You need 99 smithing in order to be able to master it.
Breastplate weighs 20 pounds. And what's 1 pound of raw metal cost?
Oh god, he's doing math.
Well, alternatively, it's like if it's just reforging it, I look at like man, it's like a fabricate could duplicate the effects of just standard reforging into a basic breastplate. I have Smith's tools myself. I train specifically to do exactly that when I'm using my artifice stuff. If we could purchase the raw materials you would use to make the breastplate, a couple pounds of metal, I could do that for you, May. It wouldn't be masterwork anymore, but it would at least probably a lot cheaper. And it would save it would save you all the work and labor having to actually get the work done. You can keep doing what you are doing.
I am not opposed to that. I will mention he will give it like him doing masterwork gear is the same as what's the other guy's doing his masterwork +2. The roll for the DC is the same. He's not very good at that.
Yeah, so he can't like masterwork it or like fancy metal equivalent. He would just be making regular breastplate.
So he could masterwork it, but him getting to a masterwork +1 is as difficult as the other one was to get to masterwork +2.
What sort of cores do we
okay,
have
okay.
currently on us?
Yes.
To play Darian.
What kind of metals do we have?
Cores.
None. At all.
Okay. Cool.
That place had no cores, and we didn't get any harpy cores because they all fell into the fucking abyss.
True.
They just
Yeah.
didn't drop any cores.
Well, the harpies didn't drop any. There we go.
Ooh.
So yeah, we have 0 cores. We just have the money we have on us. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's not going to be as good, I can try. I could also assist. I had to mention, it's like I do have enhance ability. I could assist him in that as well and make it a bit higher chance. But again, money.
Well, I think this is a +1 anyway. I don't think it's got a +1 bonus to it.
Is that minus?
Yeah.
Is that minus the minus there?
No. If I open up the just the actual item,
Okay, +1.
Basically.
yeah, it's like type subtype cost, and then it says bonus +1 AC base 14.
Yeah, sort of.
So basically, it's 15 AC right now. So for a low cost, I could get you back at least to 14.
Looks over it like you had to like I can sell you the metal for about 1 gold for about £5.
And that's would £5 cover? You think would replace the broken material?
Yeah, you've got them. It's a big hole, but it's only one side.
You know what?
It could be.
For safety's sake, how about we do £2 and whatever's left over you can just have back, because I'm not taking raw metal with me. So two gold worth.
Yeah, you want £10 of metal?
Right. What gets used immediately, and then I don't want to carry raw metal around with me unless one of you does.
Just in case it breaks again, we have more
I
metal.
just stops and thinks from oh shit, if I can turn that into a card.
It's not the worst idea, because if something happens like that again and you have the spell, you'd be able to do some repairs on the road, I guess.
Yeah, well, yes, it's another resource for some sort of fabricate.
I think it's a good idea. I'm happy to carry it if you need me to.
Yeah,
Would-
got the
Like, it
space for it.
He looks back to Galvan. It's like, would you allow me to perform a slight arcane experiment using some metals? You wouldn't lose anything. It would 100% return rate, guaranteed. I'm just curious as to the limits of something I have on hand.
Yeah, sure.
It's like
hands you a clump.
no. So he turns the clump into a card.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he turns. Yeah. He's like turns it back into the clump, and he goes, "There is a maximum amount I can turn, but I don't know how much that is. It's kind of like an extra dimensional storage space. Would it be possible, just for an experiment, if you have raw metals right here, I could just see how much I could possibly fit into one of these cards?"
Fuck it, I've got nothing better to do.
Awesome. Just follows
Show
him.
me your entire stock of raw metal.
Yeah, he
looks
just-
at the
he-
thing. Looks at the thing he was just working on. It's like, yeah, he probably got nothing to do.
He sort of like
Full on-
He's not busy.
he like walks downstairs, walks to you see like a whole fucking like several crates full of different metals.
Touch.
Yeah, I was just thinking, just turn an entire crate of raw metal into a card. Just like steel or iron, whatever it is.
Becomes 50.
As you turn the card into metal, as you turn the crate into a card, it does so, but it seems that like at that point you're already feeling as if you're carrying it. Like even in the card form, it seems
It maintains its weight.
It seems to be maintaining its weight at that point.
Interesting. So I turn it back into the thing,
Very
into
heavy card.
the item.
Mm.
And then I'm
where
going to
weight
try and
involved.
shift just the metal itself in the card. Just the idea of like,
Capping.
I don't know if there's a way I could roll for this. Yeah, like he's trying to shift as much as he can without the card gaining exceptional weight. Because like I have a fucking entire suit of plate armor as a card, so I assume we can shift a good amount, but not like not like hundreds of fucking kilos worth.
Let me see what I'm doing.
Every item is different with different weight maximums.
That'd be interesting, honestly, and terrifying.
It's like you can hold one instance of something, but anything over a certain weight value of another instance on top is like a compounding effect.
You can probably hold maybe 100 pounds of raw
Holy shit.
material before it gets before weight starts applying.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 100 pounds, and it's a gold for 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh god.
How much?
Hold on, I need to do something.
Yeah.
Ito hands the man 22 gold coins. It's like, I looked about 110 pounds of iron from you for 1 second.
110?
Well, the 10 pounds he's going to use on May's armor to
Sure.
fabricate.
Take some
45
money.
kilos. What the fuck?
He's like, he turns 100 pounds of raw metal into a card. I have the carry space for it. And you guys are totally right. Why shouldn't I carry this around? That's an amazingly useful item. 100 pounds of raw metal.
Iron specifically.
Iron, raw.
You should have tried to get a
iron.
bulk deal of different metals.
Yeah,
I,
it could be.
I can buy other metals, theoretically.
You could get 100 pounds of copper,
Who knows
And
when
then
you're
it's-
circuits?
50 pounds of tungsten.
Yeah, I'll fully just take the 10 pounds you want to give me, burn my fabricate spell, and fix May's armor right there, and then just repair her, or basically reforging her armor using her the current armor she has plus the raw materials to reforge it into breastplate.
Yep. And you do so. Let me quickly remove.
Fabricate is a great spell.
And then we can have him attempt to masterwork it, so it would be the same bonus as before.
Yeah, we can do that if you like.
Yeah, that's. Yeah,
Are you
that's-
remaking
right.
it as the weapon? Are you remaking it as the armor that that it was originally?
I mean, if I can remake it exactly how it was, wouldn't
Yeah,
that
then-
make it masterwork again?
He's
Oh, is he gonna be up?
He's not gonna.
He's not gonna.
He's not gonna touch it because it's someone else's work.
Oh no, if May wants us to also have him try and masterwork it, then Haito will work with him directly to remake it in a way that he can work with.
Well, that's up to.
I think as
May, I
if
guess.
you-
Yeah.
I think if you essentially reforge it with your own style and then give him the okay to masterwork it, would he be okay with that? To that of then touching someone else's work?
I don't think Haito can make it in his own style.
Not skilled
Or if he
enough
just
in that.
can he make
I
it
just generic.
Can he make it super generic?
I could
Whether
do that.
there's
I could do excessively generic. Trust me.
You want to do generic?
there's,
then- I mean, as long as as long as you understand that if he fucks us up, then he's fucking it up. That's on you guys. If this becomes an embarrassment to the Kurosori meddling name.
It's made call, but if she wants him to do this, I will assist him by casting Enhance Ability on the man when he's working on it, to give him advantage on his checks. Across the 3 days he said he would need, I would do that.
Well,
Well,
3
yeah,
days
'cause
was
hands,
to
but-
like melt it all down
Oh,
and
repair as well,
resculpt
okay.
it. So like, if you wanted a masterwork, it'd be much less time. Probably
I'll
a
do it, though.
day.
Yeah, well, and if he fucks up the masterworking, is it that like it does it ruin the armor, or is it just where nothing happens?
Nothing happens. But
Yeah,
you lose
yeah.
money. And it is
Yeah,
a
'cause
couple
it was-
hundred gold
you-
to get him to masterwork it.
I mean, I'm willing to try, because otherwise it's just we're reforging it, because we're reforging it anyway, so it's functional.
Right, yeah, if that's the case, you'll make his smith tools check then. You'll try and reforge it.
Whilst like this was all going down, was there a chance that maybe I could like discuss some work that I'd maybe like to look into getting done,
Yeah,
or is he too busy now?
no, if like he's willing to talk to everyone before getting to work on it, if that's the case, he'll probably take all the orders he needs to, and then he'll start smithing.
Yeah, once like the question stopped, she said like, personally, like, I'm interested in maybe in the metals that you work with. I'm wondering how much it might cost to get something like a breastplate done in your style.
Depends on the material, but if it's plain iron, just 400 gold would be it. He sort of like shows like designs. He does very much Japanese style samurai armor, that sort of aesthetic.
What about the crazy
I already
walking
have
armor?
a pretty standard breastplate. I was wondering something a little bit fancier than iron. Something that might give me a little bit more defense, perhaps, or have some sort of special ability.
Sort of. I'll read my own notes real quick. Figure out where's what.
Yeah, so it just says, what the fuck?
The using talking about some of the stranger metals here is the stuff from the mountain, but that's quite difficult to work with. I'm not entirely sure what it would be doing effective wise, but that's probably maybe about 1,000 gold to see if I can do it, because working with that much material is dangerous if everything goes wrong. Let me just Control F.
Interesting.
Is this something that you've successfully done before, or do you tend to work with not so much that metal, or you use it in different ways?
I use it for less important, well, not less important, but less bulk. Something like swords and weaponry, where not too much metal's being used, but something with armor, especially like a breastplate, it could be a touch more than I've usually used before. He sort of looks around, is like, the last couple of loads of adamantine and mithril from Germanus have been a bit light. I don't think I've got enough to make anything out of them.
We could change that.
Okay. Is it something Germanus is sort of more, if that's the place where the metal comes from, is that something that you might suggest that I go there to have a little look at?
That's where they're mined. I'm not entirely sure if there's a smith there, but it's a large mining town. There are probably a couple smiths if they've got the time and not repairing a whole bunch of gear. Then could look at Germanus, but if there is a way just to get the metal to me, I should be able to do it. But
Well, we were planning on heading down that way. So, adamantine mithril, you said?
yeah, mithril makes things light, and adamantine's incredibly hard, but it's also incredibly difficult to work with.
Well, I guess we'll go down that way, and we were planning on doing that, so maybe I can try and get the raw materials for you, decide what I'd like, and I'll
It's
bring it back.
probably mithril. Uh, it's not entirely my expertise, but I can make it work. Mithril's probably gonna be for a breastplate, probably about 2,400 gold, and adamantine probably around 5,000.
I gotta save up my money then. I'm close to being able to get the mithril. What are the, I guess, pros and cons of mithril and adamantine?
Mithril is incredibly light. It doesn't feel like it weighs as much on the body. Adamantine is incredibly hard. What's the best way to say this? I guess it stops like sheer force from happening. It stops from impacts affecting an area all at once. Very resistant to deformation through weapons. Incredibly solid material.
That sounds good, but yeah, maybe not in my price range. Probably closer to being able to get mithril, but you know what? I'll have a look when we get down to Dramanis, and maybe I can make some money through other means, and I'll see what we can do. But either way, I'm sure I'll bring something back and maybe ask you to do some work for me if that's okay. How long do you reckon it would take to make these?
Mithril, honestly, it's going to be probably about a week as opposed to 3 days. Another upside I did forget to mention. It is incredibly magically aligned. The ore itself allows for enchantments work to be easier than most other metal. So further enchantments on top of that are easier than other things. But
Does that apply to weaponry as well?
Hey, you could take something like a greatsword and make it one-handed and incredibly easy to enchant as well.
Is it something that you can add to a current weapon?
Alloying old metal with with mithril isn't particularly done. It's usually a full construction, but it's not something you can typically add on other things. And if you did, if it was previously enchanted, it would probably break that enchantment.
That makes sense. Well, mithril sounds pretty good, personally. But yeah, that's all the questions I had. I appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll be back.
Gives a nod.
We'll definitely be back to get mace gear.
Yeah.
I have a few queries myself as well.
Oh yeah.
Particularly when I heard you mentioning weapons and the volatile material there. Is that possible to turn that into something like arrows as well? Like arrowheads.
Could be done. Yeah, I can see it. Should be easier to work with than making an actual weapon to begin with. Sort of like models around. Don't have a mold. If you're willing to wait a couple days, I could be able to make a couple arrowheads for you. It'd be a bit of an experiment, so I'll give you a discount. But it seems I need to make a mold before anything else.
Easy enough. I'm sure we'll be around long enough needed for that.
Hey.
One more additional thing. The mention of mithril, which piqued my curiosity. Like making a weapon that is heavier, lighter. Would that still be able to be used in a more finesse-like approach, or would it just be the fact that it's just easy to use?
It depends on the weapon. Something like a greatsword or a great hammer, it obviously would just make it lighter. There's not really more finesse you can do with those type of weapons, but I'm just trying to think. Rapiers are just finesse, right? That's why you can.
They're just finesse,
They're
yeah.
just finesse, yeah.
Turning that into like a potential one-handed weapon, though.
Yeah, something like a rapier will become quite light. It's already finesse as is. Short swords. No, they're
They're already light and one-handed, yeah.
You could do
Actually,
it with
the
long
benefit of the
swords.
enchanting.
You could do it with long swords. Perhaps you could probably make them a bit more dexterous to be used. They become a bit more wobbly, but if you're willing to train with a wobbly longsword, then that's to you.
Double checking my proficiencies. Honestly, oh god, yeah. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. Doing like a mithril rapier, making it a light weapon. And you're saying the additional benefits they can be enchanted more easily.
Hey, just the construction of the metal allows for enchants to stick easier than most. That's
How
why
much for a rapier?
How much for a rapier? How much is a normal rapier?
Good question. Not much. Like 10? I don't know.
I think it's one of those ones that are a bit more expensive than just 10 because it's like supposed to be a fancy nobleman's weapon.
Exactly. So 10, obviously. Where is the list?
25.
Damn.
It's gonna be a lot less metal. Maybe about 550.
Okay. And that with the arrows.
Okay, so usually I charge. Honestly, don't make arrowheads very often. Don't know what I charge. Maybe just because I don't know what they do yet, I'll give them a discount of 2 goals ahead. Two goals ahead, and when I figure out what they do from what you tell me, my price might go up if it's exceptionally good.
Okay. I'm just reminding myself how much a quiver can hold.
20.
20. Fuck it, I might just do a whole quiver's worth. And then just have a second quiver, like, carded. For, like, normal
As
arrows.
well.
Yeah. Yeah, I might do that then.
Right.
So was it 40 plus the whatever it was?
40
Five something?
plus 550, so 590.
Yep. I think I could be fine with that.
But as I'm pretty sure you probably know this already, but as your friend just said, this sword is very finicky when it comes to extra dimensional spaces, so it probably have to be permanently worn.
That's fine.
Right. Sort of thinks about what he has to do. He's like, do I masterwork first, or do I get the? I'll make the mold. The mold's gonna be more time. Yeah, once contracts are signed and receipts are given and money is transferred, he will begin his craftsmanship. We can obviously jump to different time periods, of course, but when you come back for the breastplate, it is fully made, masterwork and all. He'd get very good rolls.
Yeah.
And
How much will that cost? How much does that cost?
200 gold. And then let's see about these arrowheads.
With you also working, should I also burn another spell slot for this?
It is up to you if you're going to be the.
I'm burning a spell slot.
Okay.
I feel like if I'm going to be there helping me, I should also be helping Kaede stuff as well.
If you only got slots for some things, she's not going to be pushy about it. This is more
I
so
ain't
like,
using them.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
more so a try for it.
Yeah. You get yourself a stack of 20 Voltium bolts, Voltium arrows, which I guess I will make shit up. But you can put this down. In your character
I'm just
sheet
gonna
for now.
also in the interim, not that I really have much to spend for like other generic items. I'm just gonna buy another quiver of 20 arrows.
Yep.
Which it is just a quiver is just a gold. However much the arrows come with, I don't remember.
Quiver. Yeah, quiver's a gold, and then arrows 20 is a gold as well. It seems.
Cool.
Yeah.
2 gold. I'll refill the arrows, and then I'll make a new quiver for that. Actually, I'll spend the third quiver just to have like separate for.
And he doesn't need to roll with mithril, he's used it a lot. And yeah, you will also get the mithril rapier, which I'll work on and give to you when I can.
Cool. That and a dagger is gonna be weird, but it's gonna be fun.
But reality reasserts itself back to the past.
I think we're all done at this place.
It seems.
Yeah, I think so.
What am I doing? Was
Wow.
there? Can I try to see if I can find like a magic shop or a jeweler's shop?
Yeah.
Magic would probably be that Eye of the Storm place,
Yeah,
right?
there is the Eye of the Storm. That is a magical shop, and you can find a jeweler shop. It's probably in the Market Islands, which you'll be able to find most jewelry, most jewels, I would say.
Oh yes, yeah. I'd like to see if I can find a new diamonds.
Fair enough. Yeah, that is available
You don't
for
need
you.
to. Sweet.
Oh, big crack.
How many do they have?
Let's roll. Let's roll on those bones.
Or, yeah, how much
Roll a
diamonds
D6.
worth do they have?
They are. Probably have about 200 gold worth of diamonds.
Alright, I'll buy those.
Fair enough.
But I'll need more.
What was I doing? Items, forge, template. This mithril template. Am I smart at that? It is. Haha. No, it is not a weapon template, so I'll just do my best.
The best
All
is
good.
what matters to us.
Well, as a quick side thing, we don't need a whole scene for it as well. There's one question I've remembered is Iwagi, the stone goat, he was under the pantheon of Dracoon's god?
No, under the Phoenix.
Oh, okay, alright, interesting.
His domain just laid on the border, but it was mostly on
Alright.
that side.
He vibed.
Okay, so he had a comment, he told us where his brothers might know where the Cape of Suzaku is.
Hmm.
And I'm assuming his brothers would be Umahi and Kabi then.
Yeah.
Kabi. Okay, cool. Never mind, that answers my question. So I'm just going to move that down to the correct area. I have a list of all the gods and everything I can.
Wait, would they have diamonds in the magic shop as well? Because it's a component? Or would that just be a jeweler's thing?
It's more of a jeweler's thing. You can ask if they've
Yeah, no.
got some, but that'll be a question to ask more than anything else. That'll be,
yeah, I'll
a
go ask.
persuasion check. Do you have any diamonds in the back, sir?
Where's the good stuff?
As you make your way down a few sets of islands, you make your way into the Eye of the Storm. It seems to be a large wizarding-esque tower with a metal roof with a large spike on it, like other houses here. Inside, you see a bit of a bulky-esque snow leopard tabaxi man.
Also Tabaxi. I knew it.
So
The moment you said that name, I was like, that's Tabaxi as fuck.
Welcome. My name is He Who Bursts Arcana on top of the mountain, but you can call me Bursts Arcana.
Right.
Nice
Okay,
to
yes,
meet you,
that does make
Professor
sense now.
Arcana.
I mean, I zoned out briefly for a second while that was being mentioned, so I just saw the thing in the chat. I was like, what is that about? Sounded like it was someone's name, but I'm very confused.
It's the greatest name in conventions ever. Tabaxis. Oof.
It's...
That's a shop.
Yo, anyone want some gift of the gab?
What is
Ooh,
Corunda?
like the manta ray.
Yeah.
I had that on another character. run.
Oh, it's a fucking fire elemental summoning gem.
No, that spell is.
Is that what red Karaman is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
It's the elemental gem for fire elemental. This is based. Potions of healing. I actually think I need to restock on those. I only have one left in my potion belt. Coward repel. Oh. Oh.
Repel. Jeez.
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah, that's what that. I remember that spell.
She's sort of just
That
like,
sounds
yeah, like checking some of the stuff, kind of perusing.
Yep. He's
Any of
happy
these
to let you
spell scrolls
peruse.
Any of these spell scrolls might be of use to you at all, Naito?
I was always staring at the spell scrolls like, I don't actually know yet. Clearly, he had an intention coming here as well, and now he is being distracted. Electric chain? What is this spell?
I don't know, but it
Lightning
sounds awesome.
Electric
it's,
chain is
Lightning lure, isn't
lightning
it?
lure, but updated.
Cantrip. Yeah, cantrip.
No, I don't know.
I believe I chose that on a character we haven't played yet.
Awesome.
Okay, never mind.
I have a lot of reading through these spells because I'm like, what do all these spells do? What's incantation do? Oh,
How much did I save for your arrows, Care? It was
Two ahead, so if it was 40.
no 2 ahead. Okay. Yep. Time to make a thing up.
I'm just like slowly making sure I can actually like select it on the ammunition part. Figuring out how to do this. It's great. And I already have a space in the inventory for it with the experimental quiver. I haven't added the rapier, but I'll assume that'll be done later.
I've already had the rapier.
Have you? Sweet. Nice.
No.
what the fuck is incantation?
Incantation.
Oh,
Oh, did you add it to Ranger?
I don't know which one I added it to, but
Good question.
I think it was your ranger. Yeah, your ranger. I'll add it to your rogue. It looked like it had the most inventory, but I forget you're the one who doubles your inventory across both characters.
Yeah, otherwise I just don't look at it. The money stays on Rogue, that's the only difference. It keeps me up to date in my own head.
holy incantation. Okay. Should I close the shop?
No!
Oh my
Are there
god,
any
incantation
that you
is
wanted to
awesome.
get?
Oh, I'm absolutely buying incantation. Absolutely, without question. I'm getting that spell. That is so good. For all intents and purposes, if I uppercast a spell, if I cast incantation first and then I uppercast a spell, it increases the amount of uppercasting it does. So if I cast like a 2nd level chromatic orb with the incantation done first, it's actually a 3rd level of chromatic orb. If I did it to a 4th level, it's now a 6th level.
But it does come with Idomantic Burn.
Yes. Amazing.
150 gold. Jesus.
And a baby is crying. 1 second.
No, I thought it was that you
Which,
could
if,
cast.
which if Darian doesn't succeed this con saving throw, he will suffer a level of exhaustion and then cannot cast a spell for a week.
Mate, even he's already got exhaustion. Pretty sure he's got at least 2 levels of it right now.
He's vibing, let him vibe.
And then he has to stop being a wizard for a week.
Oh no, Hydra doesn't have
Yeah, that is-
exhaustion.
Darian does so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, there's nothing that Mai wants to get in the shop. She's just sort of perusing and
Oh. Okay.
querying spell souls and spell scrolls and whatever. But honestly, she's probably like she's not going to help you purchase this time because she needs to save her money.
I don't know. It's all.
But yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say about like, hey, do you have any diamonds?
That's a secret, but I might be able to open my mouth if you have something for me.
I have coin.
Yeah, we had diamonds when we got
She
here, but we
says
had to
coin.
use them to revive. What was that guy's name again?
Daimyo Azulon.
Ah, wasn't aware he was dead.
He's
Only
not
briefly.
It's a new It was a new development.
Then it got undeveloped.
Roll a persuasion check. May.
Alrighty.
We had to rewrite the script.
You've got.
I don't use my
Uh,
right?
Yeah.
I have-
Yeah. I don't know. I'm using my answer.
Okay. Good.
Oh, hang on.
I have plenty of everything and nothing at the
I
same
think I
time.
did it.
Fingers crossed.
got
Hey,
better.
that's a little better.
I
Don't know if
have
it's enough, but it's
a
better.
small amount of diamonds that I could probably sell for 200 gold.
I'll take it.
Alright. You get 100 gold's worth of diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
That's me. It puts me over the edge.
It gets some diamonds.
It
It's
gets
not
me
enough.
one use.
Because I think
No, because I
believe
bought
it was
200.
like-
I bought 200 from the jewelers. So this gives me one use.
Okay.
That's all. Honestly, that's all I needed.
But yeah, like Mayu sort of like just thanks them and then like kind of just waits for everyone else when they're done. Kind of like just goes outside.
Quick question, AJ. How much does it cost to copy a cantrip into a spellbook?
Same as the
50
first level
GP, I
spell.
assume. Okay, so 50 GP and 2 hours of work. Okay, cool.
Okay, there's an effect from Ultimate that I've made up on the spot now. You can read.
Ooh, cool. I like that. That's interesting.
For
Where the
anyone,
fuck my number?
for all intents and
Oh,
purposes, I'll just display it for. Oh, that's the wrong thing. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want to duplicate.
Interested to see.
I just wanted to. Oh, there's a message button. But anyone hit by this thing makes a DC 3 to con save, takes 2d8 lightning damage on a failure. Half as much as success. Creatures wearing metal make the save disadvantage.
I like
That's
that.
Nice.
It's a shocking grasp at range.
That's very good.
Well, it doesn't do the non-reaction part.
Doesn't do the reaction
It just
thing, but-
gives him electricity. Albeit, the best part about the shocking grasp spell is the
reaction.
reaction part. So it's not even that. It's
The
It's an
2d8
additional
lightning on
effect.
top is
It's
pretty
ice
good.
knife, but the
I like
second
that.
half actually goes off.
it's a trick arrow.
It's a trick arrow.
Look at this cool arrow effect.
I'm gonna do a trick shot.
Right, could I purchase 500 gold worth of supplies for copying spells here as well?
Yep.
Easy. And another question. I inquire if I can commission a spell scroll from this man.
Of course. It would have to be if I have the spell in my books, of course, or know a mage
If
worth
he has
of the
it,
time.
Catapult.
Catapult. Let me roll a D100.
He has it, or if he knows someone who has it.
I know a guy. His name's. He's
I-
like Cat Maddie's.
I know a man. I can get him to craft a spell scroll. Let me actually quickly read Wizards to see how long it takes to craft a spell
He's a bit of a
scroll.
paladin, but you know he
Actually,
does know a
that's
few
not a
wizard
thing.
spells.
That's a
According to D&D 2024 rules, one long rest now.
well.
What?
Guess what? We're not playing.
Low-level
D&D.
spell scrolls.
We're
Only
playing
low-level spell
better
scrolls can
D&D.
be that.
Playing
It's like- I'm pretty sure that cantrips and first levels exclusively are one long rest for a spell scroll now.
It is okay. Takes 1 day. Yeah, 1
There
day.
you
That sounds like a yeah.
go. How much?
It would probably take maybe 100 gold for you and for him to make the spell. Materials and the commission from me, of course. Setting up the transaction.
150 gold spent for additional 50 gold on materials to copy that into my spellbook.
Wasn't it? It's like, give it 2 days. I need to find the man. Should only
Awesome.
take it.
Worst case is like if we have to leave town for work, as we are heading down to Romanus and be back in a few days. If you could hold on to that for me, I'll definitely pick it up when we're back through Stormbluff as we have to. So if you don't see me in 2 days, I am coming back for it.
Understandable.
Cool. That's me. Good. I'm going to just delete incantations straight off my list here, so I can add it to my spells known.
Yep.
Because I'm going to be copying that today. That is so good and so dangerous, and I love it.
Oh fuck, I keep forgetting about these weapon masteries. Every time.
I will mark this. That spell is not prepared though.
Fuck, are rogues meant to get weapon masteries?
I believe they
Yeah.
do, yes. I think
Yes.
it's not a growing number, but I think you get like 2.
2?
Yeah.
If we're going based off of the initial ploy, it would have been Nick for daggers. And I don't remember what short sword weapon masteries were.
You don't
They
pick.
had any.
You don't pick the mastery. You pick the weapon.
Okay, yeah, cool. So, what is
So you-
short
you
swords
pick
like
dagger and short sword.
mastery?
It should be on your sheet, but I don't
It's
remember.
not on my short sword for some reason. I could just delete it and put a new one in there. Just a short sword.
Short
Okay,
sword.
I am done with all the things I need to do. I bought spells and potions as well. I spent a lot of money.
Vex.
I am ready.
Vex, okay. I think I would have taken daggers and maybe a bow. I need to remind myself. I'll pick that second one based off of what
Spelted
makes sense
Rouge
this
the
time.
Bat instead of Rogue.
I think
Did
short
I?
bows are
No,
fixed
I
as well.
Okay.
No, I spelled it.
Like, did I fuck up?
No. I'm looking for. I'm looking.
I've been
to
talking
see.
Sonic with someone all day.
I spelled it Rouge instead of Rogue. Her name should be Rogue. Rouge is dumb. Stupid.
Rogue the bat.
Rogue the Bat. It's funny because he's a thief.
Ha! I don't get it.
He's a pleasure hunter.
Where is your weapon mastery? Rogue 2024. That's what I was looking at. I hit the wrong rogue. I'm bad at rogue. Blah blah blah. You get 2, and you can switch them long rest.
Switch on long rest? Okay. That's easy enough then. Daggers will probably be always there, and I guess I just will swap between bow and short bow and rapier, and short sword depending. Yeah. Alright, cool. That's fine. Easy then.
Yeah. So the only ones being commissioned are those 2.
I'll make a note.
If I pay extra gold, can I guarantee it'll be done tomorrow?
He has to find the guy. It's less him actually like failing to do it. It's finding the guy.
Yeah. No, all good.
He's
But
50 gold. Find your harder.
Yeah, find him faster. Here's 100 gold. Cast sending and find the motherfucker.
I
Text
cast
him.
locate creature. He's here.
He was here the
Um,
entire time, I just wanted you to go away.
It's actually me. I'm the guy.
I mean, it could be. He did charge 4 times the amount of wood to scribe a spell scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that will take 2 days, and then the mithril. The mithril sword wouldn't take too long. The arrowheads is like an afternoon making the mold, and then less time to fucking melt the
Vibe with
ore.
it.
And then sharpen it. So then, yeah, you're waiting on the breastplate, which is masterwork, which was going to be a day anyway. So I think, yeah, at the end of 3 days, everyone's geared up and like waiting for commissions. So if there is nothing that anyone wants to do, the end date of everything so far will be the 16th. Probably about in the afternoon of October. But if you've got scenes and stuff you want to do from the rest of that time, that's fine. But you'll probably be heading out the 17th if you want to go on the first day late.
I feel like at the end of this first day, when we've like been wandering around, like kind of keeping busy for the first day, once it hits that point where it's kind of going back to the adventuring guild to like crash. I feel like at that point, like Mayu would be like just burnt out at that point. Like she's clearly just like been going through the motions trying to get shit done so that she can just go and like collapse somewhere. But yeah, she gets back to like that place and just kind of just walks off.
He's like wander off.
Yeah, she just like once they get back to the adventuring guild, she just walks in and just like walks away from them and just goes up to her room.
How to like just get some food organized for him, and Maya was like, before she forgets to eat, I'm going to run this up to her.
I make a point for anyone who's probably would have noticed like the hot coffee, the hot chocolate that we had before, the food, the charcuterie board that the guild dude like offered us. She hasn't touched anything. Like the hot coffee she had just sat there.
Okay, okay. Good call.
Yeah, he heads up to check on her, make sure she's doing okay. Make sure she eats.
She's just sort of like put all of her stuff down, like gotten out of the travel clothes to like get into comfy clothes, and it's just like gotten into bed and it's just like laying there on her back, just staring at the roof.
I just sits on the edge of the bed next to her and goes, I noticed that you haven't eaten anything all day.
I just can't bring myself to even think about that right now.
Well, if that is something that's currently not able to be on your mind, then what is on your mind?
Why did they choose me?
What do you mean?
We were chosen. That was the
Mhm.
whole thing. They picked us out of our world and they sent us here to this. Why did they pick me? They must have chosen. They could have chosen anyone else other than me. I think that they made a mistake. They must have made a mistake. I'm not a hero.
I don't think it's possible for them to have made a mistake in this regard, but also, people aren't born heroes. You know, you have to work and fight and do things and help people and whatnot to become a hero. And Mayu, if you can't see the work you yourself individually have been responsible pushing us towards the betterment of those around us, if you aren't a hero yet, which I'm not sure if any of us have done enough to qualify as being a hero yet, you're probably the one closest to attaining said title. Second would be May. You two are kind of like the moral leads of this party when it comes to things, you know, going out of your way to help people even when it puts you both off, which you both do a lot. And then I think me and Kaede are trailing a decent way back. But we're trying.
I just feel like I'm falling apart every single time something happens. I hurt because when I look into a mirror, whether it's smiling back the pain or wearing it for everyone to see, I can't bear what I see. I hurt because regardless of my face, people always see the weakness inside of me. And their sympathy or disappointment, it hurts. I hurt because they're right to feel that. I hurt because the fear that she'd resent the real me. It's there. I can see it. I hurt because I see the rusted bloody knife every night in my dream, but I never see her, and every day I forget a little bit more. I hurt because I care about you so much that I'm scared to burden you more. And I hurt because I haven't learned how to do anything else. I don't know how to.
He's still got the tray of food. He just like turns and places it off to the side. To the Mayu. First off, you are not, and will never be a burden. Not to me, not to us, at all. And hurting, I'm not sure. Some of those things, I'm not sure that will ever really. Some of those things I think will get better with time. What's happening, what you're feeling now, not all of it is, it's not who you are. A circumstance of the experience we're currently all going through. And while we all hide it in different ways, I can tell you're not alone. In that regard especially.
All
While
I've
you
ever
may...
known is weakness.
When you look into a mirror, when you look into a mirror and see yourself, the first thing most people focus on is what they perceive as the negative sides of themselves. Because when you look into a mirror of yourself, you already, consciously or unconsciously, know all the positives, so you focus on the negatives because to you they stand out. And when you look in that mirror and you think, I'm horrible, I'm weak, I'm powerless. Unfortunately, you're only saying words that you know hurt you, because when you look into a mirror like that, you're just punching down at yourself. But the mirror doesn't contain weakness and hatred and powerlessness. It also contains beauty and strength and boldness. A lot of people look in that mirror and they can't see those aspects because they're too busy looking at what makes them hurt. But I can tell you for a fact there's more in that mirror than what you see. And it's not just myself.
Looking in mirrors.
You need to... I wish I could help you see you the way that I see you. It's not that you need to stop looking in mirrors, for that's just honestly a metaphor for the most part. It's not easy to do, but in a way, you need to be able to recognize that you're more than just the parts of yourself you don't like or that you consider to be bad. As I said, you're strong. You're beautiful, you're bold, you're legitimate, as I said before, you are one of the moral guiding points of this group. You are one of the best people we have around when it comes to being a good person. And these are all things I see every day when you go out of your way to protect people, to help people. You do these things. And I know that me telling you this isn't going to change how you feel right now, but I just want you to aware that you see, it's not always the whole you. And others see the best sides of you as you put them out on display constantly, just by being who you are.
I hope you keep thinking that. I hope that it
I will.
doesn't change. And I'll do my best. I'll try. That's all
If you
I
don't,
can
I
do.
will go get Kaede and Mai right now, and they will both agree with me. It's like
That-
a little joking way, like, not serious. I'm not going to make it. I know you don't want that right now.
I just feel like things have changed.
I mean, they probably have.
Since we've come
It's-
to this place, the distance is. I guess it's sort of more after what happened when we were killed. I feel like something's changing. Because of that, maybe? Because of this place? I don't know.
Might be worth talking to her.
I don't
About
know
it.
how.
Because I feel like what happened then, it was not good. It was I didn't enjoy that. But she was the last one of us. She had to watch it all happen, and
I
then
know.
couldn't. I have a feeling that what's the change you're speaking of, change is inevitable amongst people. There's nothing you can really do to avoid it. It's who, we are as people. But I feel like the change that hurts to see is because she's struggling with basically the same thing you are right now. She doesn't know how to approach it. I can't even imagine how bad it would be for her. And I'm pretty sure it was the second last one to be killed. Don't stop forgetting about that. And Hayato reaches into his pocket, pulls out a cracked, broken core. And he's like, there's a reason I'm still carrying this.
That's fair. I think maybe if I can figure out the words, but I don't know. I just feel like I do more damage. I've tried. I feel like I push her further away. It just feels not different. Not a lot of different, but just enough. And that's selfish of me because it makes me think it's because of me. And I'm just reflecting that on myself again. You're right. It's probably this world. It's what we're going through. And I'm
Been
not
through a lot in a short
doing
time.
enough to. I tried to be there, but I don't know what she needs.
Well, we'll just
I
have to
feel like
figure that
I'm
out
not
together.
good at supporting other people because I bring people down. Everyone's always constantly trying to support me.
There was literally a time today where you ran all the way to another shop just to get me clothes so I wouldn't have frostbite. I was managing as best I can, and then you went out of your way to help organize warm food and drink so I could recover. All after dealing with dragging a dead body across an entire chunk of a mountain range.
You had frostbite.
I didn't have frostbite. It was potentially developing into frost. My point
You
is,
had potentially developing into frostbite.
my point though is that you went out of your way to help me. I wasn't helping you, and it's not the first time it's happened. You literally stand in the way of most things trying to stab us, or shoot us, or burn us, and you take blows that would have been destined for myself, for Kaede, sometimes for May. You put yourself in harm's way to support us. very much don't think I would put you down a low rung for participation in this party. Without you, I'm very sure I would be unconscious a lot more often.
Like when you're mentioning the like, you put yourself in harm's way to like protect other people. She sort of like looks down a little bit with a sort of like, I guess embarrassment, but like a bit of shame as well. Point taken.
Past actions don't define who you are. Something that happened to you, something that occurred years ago. It's who you are now and what you're trying to do that, in my opinion, determines who a person is.
It just feels like I'm puppeted by the things that happened to me in the past. But I'm trying.
I know.
I'm sorry that I act like this a lot.
Nope.
I feel like I'm consistently flip-flopping between
Nope.
and musket.
Nope. No need to apologize.
Okay.
Zero. It's just like, nope. We're gonna nip that right in the bud. Nope. Not apologizing for that. You're fine.
She sort of like looks at the food and just like picks like a tiny little bit up and like eats a little bit. And just sort of like does that for the rest of the night, where she like very slowly like she probably eats like enough for like, you know, a meal.
Yep.
Not a huge amount. But yeah. The crickets are loud.
Y'all. Hydra sits there for a bit, making sure you eat before he's like, I need to go downstairs and get food of my own. And I have another errand I want to run. I'll be back up soon, okay?
Okay.
If you haven't eaten your food, I'm going to be stern. She gets over like, be back soon. Yeah, kids now. There's a wink. Yeah, he skedaddles off to go find Kaide and May and see whatever they're doing. Get some food and do his other errand.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, it's either mostly or little chatter between us. I don't know how much May throws out. Kaide does, like, partake in conversation, but I imagine it's not much. Unless you think differently.
What should throw out?
Just
I
like
guess you
while I'm eating.
You should probably just be throwing out like game plans for like trying to work out ways for crossing the river.
Yeah. For us, it's like those, like, I imagine, like, minor things, just like sort of talking about what's happening next, like where we're going and whatnot.
Yeah, like mild but like no concrete like
Yeah,
plans.
but I wouldn't imagine it goes anywhere too deep.
Okay. Spending more money for things.
You spend money? How do you?
Could we have said, just for expedience sake, we like at some point in the next 3 days checked out this wherever it is to get mounts at the bottom of the mountain and see like how much that would cost, what they have on offer.
Yeah, if you want to.
Essentially, how much it would cost to each to buy or rent giant goat.
Yeah, you can buy an axe bake or a giant goat for 50 gold. You'd need a saddle and all that and food, which was all subsidiary costing. But yeah, 50 for axe beaks and giant goats, and then let me just have a look at items for 50 draft horses. And I should get that other book that I was reading just before. Yeah, 50 gold for draft horses, and let me get my what's it called? Icewind Dale book, because there are dog sleds.
I have money in the bank, don't I? I'm pretty sure I put some money away.
I am almost broke again.
If I don't have money in the bank, I am extremely broke.
I don't
I
actually
think you
know.
have. I think you have a bank account. I do. I don't.
I'm pretty sure I put, because I think we like hit our like gold limit, so I think I put like 2,000 away.
Yep, you have 2,600 at the bank, and Kaide has 1,209.
Cool,
Dude,
because
where
I
does
don't
that
remember
at?
where we checked that.
In the player's notes section, there's a public note.
Oh my god, there's a
for
bank.
Yeah, there's 50 gold for a
Oh yeah,
dog, a sled dog,
I'm gonna make a
which I had a sled.
A sled dog minus the sled.
Yeah, I'm not sure
So
how
a
much
dog.
the sled is, but for the animals itself, it seems to be 50
20 gold.
No, I cannot create a dog.
Yeah, a sled is 20
Shame.
gold. Yeah. I mean, you have a free horse in your clothes.
I do.
I can be a horse.
Do I?
You should.
I don't think I think that's one of the random ones which I didn't get.
No, I think you
It's a
do.
possibility.
Okay, well.
I think I rolled all that.
Oh, 'cause that is
Okay.
20 gold.
Because I know I took those potions out. I know
Yeah,
for
you
sure
have
I took that.
you've got riding horse and saddlebags
Okay.
Okay.
at the bottom of
What out of those creatures, what would be the fastest?
Chickens are the
Sled dog?
fastest.
The big axe beaks.
Yeah, big chickens are fastest.
Okay. Then I have several ideas for things, but honestly, do people think the idea of potentially purchasing a bunch of axe beaks to speed our travel up south, given how far we have to go? And is there we've learned, like, is there a place along the southern coast we can go to get across to the island for Dramatis?
Yeah, there is a small town. It's not named or anything, but it does have like places to. It has a small dock. It has a dock to move things across. It is obviously where the ores come from the Dramatis to the mainland is via this dock. So it's like a substantial town, but it's not like a named one really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right at the
Cool.
right at that tippy point.
The southernmost tile.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Yeah, because like I'm if people are okay with it, I'm very much down to, get mounts to speed us up here, given how far we have to travel.
Do we need to worry about one that has like a climbing speed or something to like go over the mountains, or are they like just able to walk over it because they're bigger?
The goats would be easier to do so with, but they're 10 feet slower than axe beak will be. Like you'll obviously be able to do it, but like goats have an easier time.
Yeah, okay, but yes, yeah, still doable, but yeah, goats can do it quicker, at least for that section.
Well, either option works for me. It's $50 for the goat, plus a riding saddle for 10, but 60 gold for a goat and saddle. That's workable for me.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy to go with the axe beaks because yeah, there's more flat ground to cover.
Yeah.
It's a 10.
I was on the very-
Sorry, trying math.
The very first thing we'll be doing is going down the mountain anyway.
Yeah, so we could just kind of stick with just flatter environments.
And they mentioned a forest in the south, which I think the axe beaks will do well in the forest as well.
Yeah, and presumably if, like, for this part, if we're going downhill, so it should be easier for the axe beaks than if we were going up to Storm's Bluff.
It's probably like a trodden path, at least to the area we needed.
Turn an axe beak into a card.
No, you
No.
But you can turn them into patches.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
be
I'll-
just a standard saddle would be a set of riding saddle would be 10 gold, and you can get 20 days worth of food for a axe beak for 1 gold.
How much total?
Cool.
The 71 all up? 50 for the axe beak. No,
61.
61 all up.
61.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
sorry. Yeah, 10 for the saddle.
I'm gonna spend 62 just for an
Okay.
extra ration, just in case.
Yeah, well, I'll pull 100 out of my bank and then spend 61 on this.
Fair enough.
You guys need any money
I don't know
for
if I
any
can
towards
delete
it?
the bank.
No, I'm good.
I'll just.
People are fine with money. Yeah, I'll just do mine then.
So
you good for
it's
money, Des?
60 Yeah, I'm fine.
Cool.
I'm trying not to spend very much, but if this is for a doggo, then yeah.
Oh, it's giant chickens.
Giant chicken.
We got chocobos.
Basically,
Yeah,
chocobos.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll get one. So what, 60, 61 or 62?
61. We'll give you.
Yeah, 61 is
Minimum.
everything we need. I spent 1 extra gold for extra rations just in case of delays.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
I actually don't know how many rations I have. Trying to look at.
Well, it'll be
Rations.
it's axe beak rations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Rats.
have 69
Right.
days of food.
21 gold.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
You know what? I'll get the 1 gold, just because. Yeah, like for the just in case it's a delay. That's not a bad idea.
Also, it's
Have to be
one.
careful.
It's 2 rations for 1 gold, right, AJ?
Yep.
Cool.
I
I'm going
might
to-
actually bank some money.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna spend 20 more gold, just rounding our rations up to 109. Because if it's 10 days south, 10 days back, that's 80 rations for us. So now we're set for the whole travel. Okay, I have spells to cast, things to write in my spell books. I've marked down to finish my math. Where's Haito's math notes for math nerds? It will take an additional 22 hours of work to put my new spells in my spare spell book.
Nice. I'm just gonna put in
This
enough
is
gold
work
to
he's
go
never
to
done.
1-4. I'm gonna put in enough gold to put myself to 1-4.
What's that number?
It's 1209, 191 to
Oh,
put to 1.4. Yeah.
1.4. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And May took 100 out, was it?
Yeah, I took out 100. I don't know how to edit it to.
It's
Is
all
that-
okay.
I do it. It's okay.
Cool.
He's the money man.
He's
The bank boy. The bank
So,
boy.
are you getting 2 sets of food or 1 set of food, people? So, if you're getting 2 sets, change it to 40 because it's 20 gold.
Yeah.
It's 20 feed bags.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's 20 for 1.
It's fine.
I have marked it as 40 days of rations. I have 2 sets of 20 days of rations, what I have marked down.
So can you just once more explain the bags of rations for the animals? It was
20 bags for 1 gold. 20 feed for 20 days of feed for 1 gold.
okay.
There you
Yeah.
go. 40
Okay.
days of feed. Done.
So 40 days. Yeah.
My very organized inventory. I have my axe beak in my inventory for tracking it, and then I have items like the riding saddle and feed listed under my axe beak.
Why put it in your inventory when you can put it in your pets, like I did already?
You might have. This is just for me to track it in my stuff in the inventory as well.
No,
That's a
fine.
big chicken.
I'm not giving it a weight because it's an animal who I'm not carrying.
I can't edit it. Oh
1
god.
second.
Oh god.
Cry more.
Oh.
I'm not really in the mood for it today.
You're always in the mood.
No, it depends on the campaign.
Isn't it a campaign you
So-
cry in?
Oh,
Astounding.
yeah.
How are you mentally sane?
I don't know. Give it a week.
Alright.
Where do I want to put this in?
Just a side note, Mia is very happy to have Axe Speaks so she can live out her dream of riding a chocobo.
Legally distinct chocobo, a big chicken, if you will.
If I edit my pet,
It's
does
like
it
close
edit
enough.
everyone's pet or just my own?
It's your own pet.
Okay, cool. I named my axe beak.
I'm not doing that.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Are there any
Yeah.
named chocobos in Final Fantasy?
Not
The golden one.
Kinda. Yeah.
This is the golden one. I don't think it's named, but
I'm gonna name mine
It's called
Noctis.
the golden chocobo.
I'm gonna call my one.
I named mine Saxon, the axe beak. Axe.
It's the axe speaking.
Mr. Axe Beacon.
I mean, Saxon is also a brand of axe. I'm pretty sure. So it's Saxon.
I want to name
No,
my
I mean
golden
it's
spray.
S' Axon. That's how I'm doing it.
40 days of feed. God.
There we
I'm
go.
marking mine as an important NPC.
Interesting name.
That just means if it makes death saves or not, Rebecca.
You're gonna care more.
It won't. It will die straight out.
I'm marking
No!
important too.
Oh, that's what that does? That's actually kind of funny. No,
Okay.
you're not important. Go away.
So after 3 days, we've gotten all of our items we purchased, and we're ready. We've got the animals, and we're good to go.
I
Yes.
think.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I have all my bases covered.
I'm just double checking. I think I'm also now covered in mostly everything. And I only ended with like an extra point added to my inventory, so that's not bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that for sure.
Hey.
Okay. It is the morning of the 17th then, unless people are not fine with skipping 3 days.
Yeah. Did we have to? Did we? Were we meant to talk to the Shogun at some point?
It's up to you.
Yeah, that's something I think we should have done probably on the first or second day.
Going at the second day.
I think we were meant to go talk to her.
No, just ignore her.
No, so if you want to do it, we can. We can just
Yeah.
go back in time. It hasn't.
Yeah.
You haven't left
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
It's not too late.
Okay.
yeah. I think that would be a second day.
But
thing.
two more
Issue.
minutes
Yeah.
later, that would have been way too late.
2 minutes later would have been
You're
3 days too
lucky.
late.
Thank you God Tez remembered because I fully fucking forgot.
Yeah, I remembered earlier, be like, oh yeah, we should. I think we were supposed to talk to them, and then at that moment forgot.
I don't think Kaide retained it to memory as much.
Yeah, as you all make your way up to the top pillar, you make your way to the Shogun. The guards, after going inside and then confirming your entrance, lead you into the room. There you can see, sitting on like sort of a large chair, feet on top of like the actual armrest on one side, hand on her head on the other, and the young white dragonborn sort of standing behind with pen and paper, well, quill and paper, and she's like, "Oh, it's you. What do you want?"
Looking around, we're like, well, we thought it would be pertinent to have a moment to meet you, given the whole your city. We're probably going to be messing around with things in the area. There might be a demon general in the south. You know, important information.
You can confirm that other thing? Yeah, I mean, do we have a
No.
demon general in the south? It's like,
We're going to go
no.
and try and confirm.
Okay.
See, count voices from a trial god. I don't know what to say.
Also, the teleportation circle.
Yes, I was also going to potentially request, with the assistance of
Stop stammering.
bringing. I'm trying to find the correct words to say here, mainly because I forget names.
Sort of
Daring
just,
desperately opening his own notes.
sort of just looks over at Kai and he's like, "What does he want?"
Information on if you can use a teleportation circle,
Yeah,
and
sure.
just to let people know, about certain situations we'll be looking into around here, and also to say we'll mainly show respect and say goodbye from the not conversation, the talks that we had the day
Also to
previous.
request a reimbursement of the diamonds that we spent bringing Diamo Azidon back to life.
Mainly that.
What? Is that why we that as well?
It's I just added that now.
It's like basically you're like, this wasn't discussed. What are you doing?
No, it absolutely wasn't. But she just shrugs. She's like, yeah, that's what he wants.
Roll a persuasion check, Arjo.
Are we
Yeah.
giving any bonus for just being flat to the point?
Good thing you've got inspo.
Can I make an insight check on if she's amused by the suggestion or if she's insulted?
You find out. You're not stumbling over your words. You're pretty funny. Yeah, all right. All that thing. Goodbye. Yami, go get them diamonds.
Cool. What we do?
I just asked this, like, that works. I'm going to go quickly write down those teleportation sigils before that goes poorly. Just immediately as I'm leaving.
I'll take that. I honestly don't have to talk to anyone. I'm happy.
I like her as she walks out.
That's great.
There's no fanfare, no fluff. It's direct to the point. We're good. We're done. Easy.
Yami goes up. He's like, yeah, thanks for saving my uncle.
No problem. Anytime.
Glad we were able to help.
Anytime your uncle dies, we'll be there.
Oh,
That's why it's
Weird,
funny.
man.
so
You got it, man. Next time, just give us a call. We'll...
this poor traumatized
We'll sort
person
you
went
out.
through like a lot of emotions the previous day. He's like, yeah, anytime, man.
I hope you do it with like a big thumbs up as well.
That was fucking hilarious. It's like, haha, you're funny when you're not scared. Here, fucking just take some diamonds. Fuck off.
No, well, Kaede said they wanted to say goodbye, so she said goodbye.
Yeah, honestly, that was the funny part.
Pretty much.
Yeah, just wanted to let you know what like we're doing. That might be a
What a
thing we did in
G.
general that we got from a trial information, and
What
just
an
to pay our
actual G.
respects. Like,
Ultimate Shogun.
Kaede's
Okay.
probably used to stuff like that, so she's like, all right, cool.
Look at Mayu just standing, like
Yeah.
basically standing there the whole time, kind of like slightly open mouth. Like she's sort of like she was sort of going to say something and then seeing like fucking Haito get like steamrolled. She's just like mouth shuts, just waits.
Yeah, May was prepared to beg for forgiveness, and just standing there like, what? That worked?
I feel like the begging for forgiveness wouldn't go
fucked.
down well with this character. She just were like, fuck off.
Yeah, probably not. Or yeah, it was either like beg forgiveness or bail. Just like, never mind. We don't need. That's not necessary. You know, we offered them up of our own volition. It's all good. Don't worry about that. Anyway, bye.
Yeah, Haito makes his way down to the scholarly residence. That seems to be what it's called, and like you're like, oh, can I go copy this? So they're like, no. And Haito's like, well, I say no quote. The Shogun said, sure, whatever. They're like, I mean, yeah, that's what she'll say.
I mean, yeah, I guess she said that. We now have to do it. I bet they're like in the middle, be like, no, we can't do it because like there's certain protocols. Like Shogun said it was fine. It's like, all right,
Fine.
He like walks in.
just a sigh.
Well, if the Shogun said yes, then I don't see why not.
Well, actually, I see plenty of reasons why not, but I guess we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, well, what does that
Since-
matter?
Since I need to know the glyphs teleport somewhere, having them before I get the spell will be very useful.
Yeah, of course. 100%.
Yeah, it will take you a good like half day to copy the inscribed runes in a way that you can quickly manifest.
We've got 3 days. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Any other things you've forgotten before time travel to future again?
Yes.
Yes.
What'd you forget?
The checking back in with would it be with the Shogun or Galanriel for if there's been any development in the research for the trials?
Oh yeah.
No, yeah. If
I
you,
told her about it.
Yeah, you go
Oh,
ask.
boy, motherfuckers.
You go ask. Revived. like if you can see him again, and Revive comes down. It's like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Glanrail seems to be busy today. For your request, he is unable to provide you with any answers as of this point. He has, however, tasked me to give you any information he finds if he is not here.
Awesome.
Okay, yes, he hasn't
That's
got.
nice of him.
Okay, so yeah, so not that much, not surprised. There are, I think other people were kind of supposed to find them, and I can only presume they were inactive or non-existent until we got here.
AJ, would multiple of a single item go on a single card?
Depends what the item is.
For instance, if I could have a flask of oil is 1 silver, could I buy 10 flasks of oil for 1 gold and put them on 1 flask?
No.
1 cup. Damn. Okay.
Same way
That's
multiple
right.
potions don't
Flasks
go
of
on
oil on-
multiple cards. Same as multiple potions
I
go
think,
on
you know-
multiple cards.
You put the flasks of oil on the potion belt.
He could. It's technically. I wouldn't say you should drink a flask of oil, but it's fully unless he's unless he's what's the diet keto? Unless he's ketoing, then like go ahead. But
Just olive oil down.
still oil. The old
Shots of
dub
olive oil.
treatment.
That's all I need for the keto.
That does remind me, I have put multiple potions on the same card.
That doesn't remind me. I need some olive oil.
Can I get multiple vials? Can I buy vials of acid in this town?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Just marking a list of things to potentially buy, and by that I mean I'm buying 2 vials of acid.
Alright,
Potentially buy.
If I'm,
buys it right
I'm
now.
guessing Hyder's got a section in his inventory. I'm not looking. That's things to catapult and several hundred.
That's exactly it.
Several hundred. Several tens of iron ore plus acid and whatever.
Oh my
no,
god, you could just throw iron at people.
Oh my god, yes!
The iron ore was specifically for that's for fabricate. But
Nothing's
I was
stopping you from
very-
eating it.
I was
Yeah,
looking
I
through
mean-
spells before, and I was like, oh yeah, catapult. Oh, it throws any item that weighs 1 through 5 pounds. I look up the vial of acid instantly. Oh, it breaks on contact, dealing acid damage, and I can yeet it with catapult. Well, I want catapult now.
Holy
Alchemist
shit.
fire.
25 GP per cast to deal a freaking 2d6 acid damage on top of catapult as well. It seems worth it to me.
Every time you
It's
start
just
to
like-
catapult something, it has to go.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Bombs with less steps.
I was also gonna get of the idea of flasks of oil was because if I hit them with oil, then Mayu hits them with their sword, it would light them on fire.
Oh my fucking god.
Actually, no, fuck it. I got 2 gold left. I'm gonna spend my 2 gold on 2 flasks of oil. I don't give a fuck. I'm broke. I have no money. Completely broke.
Throws oil. Jesus.
0 gold.
I'm glad he budgeted in the axe beats beforehand.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to sort that out before I started spending all my money.
Would you be able to buy me an axe pick for 48 gold?
Yeah. How about an
I'll
Seem to have
IOU
bought
2
some
gold?
oil. How about I give you 2 flasks of oil and 48 gold for 1 axe pick?
So many things. Alright.
It's a good
I am
trade.
done. I am
Does this
done
become
reading
like the
off.
KFC moment?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
you,
good.
can't give me an axe
Yeah,
people. Can I
good.
can I exchange the saddle for 17 pounds of hay?
Wait, why is this?
We'll raise you a sled dog, and only if you throw in your front window.
Sorry, just seeing something in someone's inventory. I'm confused as to why it's not working.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm.
Hmm. Well, we'll just do a manual fix. We'll see if that does anything. And if it fucks
Why
it
does
up
it
later.
have that misc? The misc one is from the bonus, isn't it?
Yeah. this
like from
is
it being
master,
masterworked.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then
Alright. Where you begin, let's get the map. You might get like a day of travel in.
oh my god,
Not that I was expecting it, it's just oh yeah, we have enough time. More than like, oh, surprise, I'm moving
Leave.
today.
Well, see you later.
We could, it's up to you guys.
No.
End early. We could-
Honestly,
I'm gonna go on a date with Revived.
what do you reckon? What do you reckon, Darian? Like, because you've been like, shit all sleep for the past 2 days. Did you wanna?
He needs to sleep for
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
I'm not gonna lie, I have had 5 hours sleep 2 days in a row, so I am not going to argue if people want to call out
I mean,
Call
for
20
that.
minutes early. We
Yeah,
always go late.
we can end a bit early and then have next session be
That's the
mostly thing. I'll just explain that that will just say, for the sake of intents and purposes, having a mount will give you an extra 2 squares upon your normal pacing.
That makes sense.
Details.
Oh, cool.
They almost double their speeds. That makes good, like, but not quite. So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Well, they're technically 50 feet, so they are doubling most people. It's just, you can't be like.
I mean, that changes us to being able to get down to that city in 3 days rather than fucking like 5.
Yeah,
So
but
that's pretty awesome.
There will be the mountain tires are still difficult terrain for them, obviously. So that will be like probably clearing the mountain pass, but still should be able to do 6 tiles a day, get to the bottom even after with that, right?
If we fast pace 1 day, we can get there in 3 days.
6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah. It's all good.
That's awesome.
Mounts have been available for forever. No one's asked until now.
Listen, man, I've had no money for forever because I'm a wizard, and I have no money again. So what are you gonna do?
I love how fucking Kay's like, well, I have this horse in my pocket. But big chicken though. Big
No,
chicken.
don't worry. That this is a surprise tool that will be used later. Don't you worry.
Yep.
This is my mascotoo. Derek, can you throw a horse corpse at someone with catapult?
Oh.
Yeah, but chunks, that's a different story.
Ugh.
Amazing.
No,
Pocket
like,
horses for
a horse
emergencies
isn't
only.
good for mountains, silly man.
There's a giant chicken, but
Yeah. But giant chicken.
chicken. But yeah, thanks for
I have-
coming.
So shit.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Hope you had a good time. I'd ask what these people do on their streams, but that's a lie.
Yes.
So, whatever they tell you is a lie. Unless they're telling you nothing. That's not a lie.
Nothing with extra.
Nothing.
What's streaming?
Dark Souls randomize your archipelago when we do it.
Yeah, when you just play Dark Souls like tomorrow, just stream it all.
I will. I'll stream a grind stream. I don't give a fuck.
I'll watch. I'll have to put the server up anyway. Tuesday, everything should be back to normal. I'm ahead of my assignments. If everything is going to go well tomorrow, hopefully it will. But yeah, it should be back to normal schedule, which means more Persona 5 or Persona 4. We're entering the Hollow Forest. I think we're at like the tail end of the game. I think like 3 sessions, maybe 4 max left of this. We have to save. Bearing if I have to grind or not to save what's her name. I've heard Persona 4 is like the grindiest of all of them, but we'll see. Wednesday is more hardcore Egglock. It'll be in the evening section once again, as it is D&D week, or maybe not. I think we were doing it without Bluesy. It was just because we had something on last week anyway. So anyway, D&D slot probably. We did the 3 gyms. We've got the last gym. Hopefully we can do Victory Road and then prep for Elite 4 for the week after. If it's a 1-run game, then it's a 1-run game. If it's not, then start over, I guess.
Oofda.
Oofda. The biggest annoyance of playing X and Y I get is between Gym 1 and 2, where there's like so much fucking shit to do in between Gym 1 and 2. Then Thursday is more Archipelago. We'll be doing it for 1 more week, and then we'll have a break session of 1-shot/2-shot of a Digimon 1-shot for D&D that I've been writing. It's lots of fun. I sort of solidified the idea of how I want everything last night, which I'll be writing today. Yeah. And then next Friday, we'll be starting DMC2. Hopefully that's a 2-stream thing, because people are telling me DMC2 is bad. But the good thing about it is it's fast. So we'll be doing DMC2 and then jump into DMC3, which people are like, that's a good game. So we'll be doing that. Then next Saturday will be session 87. I think it's 87. I'm gonna check my YouTube. Probably gonna be wrong. 85. Fuck me. 85 of Echoes of the Forgotten.
close.
The party the party did some strategizing and got 2 people fighting in this event they're in, and now they're gonna try and sweep the injured people.
You telling me we're still participating in the Great Pride?
You are. It is the Great Pride, and it will be the Pride Month. It'll be the Great Pride and Pride.
And you all made fun of me when I suggested you'd be doing that.
We didn't make
No,
fun
I
of you.
didn't
No,
remember. I
it was,
said yes.
it was going to happen. I don't know, like, anyone would be making
I think
fun
out of everyone, me and AJ were like, yeah.
Timing wise, it'll make
pretty
perfect
great.
sense.
I like that.
But
I meant
said
that
August.
someone said, nah, we'll be done by then.
I said August.
at a buy
100%. It has to finish up right at the end of Pride Month. As well.
it won't.
Like,
No, because that's
August.
that's 2 sessions.
You're on day
We get 2
2.
sessions a month. It's not gonna get done till like September, I reckon.
Yeah.
it's fair.
I'll swing back
Oh,
around to the
jeez.
next Pride.
Dude, if it swings back around to next Pride, maybe Darren fucked up someone.
Yeah, we fucking real bad.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of cancelled sessions.
But
Where
yeah,
did you go?
chapter 37 will be in 2 weeks' time on the, I believe it's the 15th, 14th. That's a number. Yeah. Bye. 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 See you later.
Bye.
Bye.